Hi, True Crime Alert family. Oh my God. Have you guys seen this yet? I just seen this morning. This is too crazy. This is from the Travis Scott concert. And oh my God, you guys, this was total freaking chaos. This guy had no control over anything that was going on. Matter of fact, I think he was inciting a riot, which he's been arrested for before, you guys. He's been arrested for inciting a riot before. So I thought we would go over this clip real quick and get updated a little bit. And then I have a little bit of background information to go with this. But to me, this guy should be arrested. This is straight out chaos. A lot of people were way too young to even be there, I think. And a lot of very young people got killed. And this is horrible. It's a horrible event, you guys. So let's listen to this little clip.
Last night. Now, this video appears to show the moment rapper Travis Scott paused his set on stage as he saw an ambulance approaching. Houston's fire chief says the surge by festival goers sparked chaos in the crowd of 50,000 people and completely overwhelmed medical personnel.
Oh, do I need to turn
People
my
in the
mic off?
crowd.
Ask her, does it sound okay? Hi, True Crime Insanity. I'm checking my mic. Can you tell me, does it sound okay?
They describe how the people who were shorter in the crowd had more trouble breathing. The people that were taller in the crowd were able to gasp air. They describe it as a mob, and how for some of them it was their survival instincts that kicked in, that they literally just wanted to get out of there. They wanted air and they wanted
This
water.
whole thing
I
is
talked to
crazy.
two individuals who actually say that during
Thank
Travis
you.
Scott's
Just
performance,
checking.
at multiple intervals, he stopped to say and point to areas of the crowd where people needed medical attention. And these individuals described that they themselves couldn't breathe.
Oh
Take a
my
listen.
God.
See yourself.
Uh-oh.
Welcome back to the mirror.
And know you're not alone.
No commercials, guys.
It was going on for over 2 hours. I mean, it just got
I know, April, there was an insane amount of people in there. Thank you.
A weighted blanket on you. It was so hard to move your arms and to breathe that I was pushing whoever in front of me just like to get a breathe. Just breathe.
Poor babies.
Now, authorities say that about 9:15 was when that large group, that crowd started compressing towards the stage. By 9:38 p.m., the authorities say that this became a mass casualty event. One of the officers that was on scene described multiple people on the ground needing medical care. And of course, there were medics there. Police was there, but authorities say that both medics and the police, they were overwhelmed because of what was going on around them.
Yeah, I remember I used to go to concerts that were assigned seating too.
At a field hospital. 23 were transported to hospitals. Now we've learned from Texas Children's Hospital that includes more than one child. 8 individuals have died, according to authorities, but authorities warned that number could increase because there were multiple people who were transported to the hospital in serious condition. And so they're monitoring that. And we're expecting a press conference to start here at any moment. So we're hoping to get more details. But Ryan, all of this is still under investigation. Police today, we're told, were sifting through video, reviewing video, trying to find clues about exactly what happened.
I think they should go to prison too.
Ryan.
Okay, Rosa Flores live in Houston. Rosa, thank you for that report.
No control at all. That's true.
Let's talk more about this now. Joining us is Madeline Eskins. She is an ICU nurse who attended last night's concert. Madeline, you were in that crowd of about 50,000 people, and you even ended up passing out because people were pushing up against you so much that you couldn't breathe. First, just give us an idea of how you're feeling right now and describe that experience before you passed out.
I was very anxious.
I think so too, April.
Myself losing
the ability they should be held accountable.
It was really hard with the amount of people around me. I remember feeling, right before I passed out, I tried to turn my head to tell my boyfriend. I couldn't turn my head, but I tried to tell him I really was going to have him tell my son that I loved him, because I honestly did not think I was going to make it out of there. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I straight up thought I was going to die.
You know,
well, I don't think that's being dramatic, because
I seen that earlier.
Lost their life that night, as I'm sure you know.
Of course they're going to say that satanic, but
with tragedy and probably
they're just saying stuff. A lot of stuff's out there, honey.
When you regained consciousness, what did you do next?
But I've heard about the satanic angle already.
I woke up, and I remember I woke up in an unfamiliar area. I think I was put in the VIP section behind general admission. I woke up with a water bottle in my lap, and I looked around and I watched. They were dropping people off, going back to get more people out of the crowd. I noticed one younger guy looked real bad. Eyes rolled back in his head, and I stopped the security guy that was about to put him down. I said, have you checked a pulse? He said, no, I don't know. How can you help me? I said, yeah, I'm an ICU nurse. Let me take a look really quick. Did not feel a pulse. I said, hey, don't put him down. You need to go take him to a medical tent. I said, get him out of here. Another security guard overheard me say I was an ICU nurse, and he said, hey, can you come
You were
help
just
us?
looking it up when you got you. Well, so you're welcome. Thank you for being here.
And your expertise as someone who works in the medical field, do you feel that there were enough medical resources available?
Not even a little bit. When I followed the security guard,
his name is Travis Scott.
After he heard I was a nurse, I followed him, and I mean, the situation I saw was absolutely traumatic. I mean, as someone who watches people, I deal with CPR on a weekly basis. Like, this was absolutely insane. I walk up and there's 3 people and 4 or 5 medical staff doing compression.
Okay, I'm about to blow you guys away right now, because this guy has been arrested before. Oh my God, I think I've got too much up here. I read this, 10 have died and hundreds in the hospital. You guys, get ready to be blown away. This guy has been arrested before. I think it was 4 years ago, for inciting a riot where some people got injured at his concert. Now, I don't think anybody died at this one. But you guys, check this out.
No, but Travis gets a little crazy with his fans at the show. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he will encourage them to do certain things like climb buildings like they're Spider-Man. I mean, the other week, right?
Yeah, what the heck?
Dropped down from the balcony and Travis gave the dude a ring. Something happened a few months ago where the security guard was trying to push this guy back because the fan was doing some funny stuff. I don't know if the dude was jumping over the guardrail or whatnot, but anyway, you guys watch this and I'll continue with the story.
I will smack the fuck out of you, nigga. Don't ever take a fucking motherfucking bite.
Yeah, there's Kylie Jenner's boo right there, and he ain't got the money to clean this up. He's gonna need her money and his money too, I think.
That's how we rockin', bro. Take your ass to the left. You fucking big earlobe, wearing
My God. That's him pissed at one of the guys that's supposed to be guarding him.
Say this. Travis pretty much hires security guards, but gets upset whenever they're doing their job.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe he got
at the show, Travis allegedly told people to come closer.
I can't believe he got a permit.
Rush the stage.
I don't know how he did.
And this caused people to get hurt at the concert, man. People got freaking squished. There's people that have died in some of these situations where they're being squished because...
I want to straighten this up real quick because some people might be thinking this is right now, that he's being arrested right now. This is not him being arrested right now. This is from 2017. And he was arrested then for inciting a riot. So he has been on the radar before. I don't know. I'm with you. How did he get another permit to do the same exact thing? I don't know. But this was from years back, you guys. This is, I think 3 or 4 years ago. But still, come on now. What the hell's going on? Let's go ahead and let him have another venue. He didn't kill anybody at the last one. But, yeah, people's dying at this one. I think this was a big mistake.
They're at the front of the show, and people are coming from the back, and they're just pushing people to the front, and they're being pushed against the guardrail, and they're being pushed against other bodies, and they can't breathe. It's that bad.
Have they said what started it this time? The same thing. He went on Twitter and he went on social media and he started telling people, hey, rush the stage. Hey, jump off the balcony. Hey, come on up here with me. You know, I want it crazy up in here. That's what he was doing. He was doing the same thing that he did last time, and he got it crazy up in here, didn't he? Yes, he did. He got it so goddamn crazy that a bunch of little kids are now dead. They weren't all kids. But I'll tell you what, if it was one of your daughter or sons, yeah, you'd say they were your kid. I don't care if they're 50 years old or 20 or 10. These are kids. He's done the same shit that he did last time. And now look, he didn't kill anybody last time, but I've sure made a lot of goddamn money, I bet. But this time, his bullshit has killed people. So that's exactly what it is bullshit. And I think he should be charged.
So people were injured.
What do you guys?
And the police department said, hey, we had
yes,
enough of
he needs
situation.
to be charged 100%.
I love
this
Travis
is bullshit.
Music. He's from Houston. So, of course, I'm going to rep the dude. He's one of the only dudes in Houston we have right now that's still popping. So, I like him. But
this was 4 years ago.
I draw the line at Travis Scott because, like I said, man, there's so many videos out there where I see this dude reprimanding
that's
security
horrible.
guards whenever they're just trying to do their job. Like, imagine Travis hiring you to do your job, but he gets mad at you when you do it. I mean, at some point, right, if you're a bodyguard for Travis, you got to just let him get clocked upside the head one time so that way
I heard that too. I'm not sure, though.
And he doesn't jump on your back whenever you're just trying to do your job. Now,
see, what this guy is saying right now is Travis Scott hires these very expensive bodyguards and the stage managers and also people to watch the stage. But when somebody goes off and one of these guys that he's hired jumps on him, he throws a shit fit. He grabs a mic and starts telling them what a effing asshole they are for, trying to regulate, which is what he's hired them for. So when they try to regulate the shit, he jumps all over their ass. Well, hell, how are they supposed to do their job? He incites the whole goddamn bunch of fans that he has to jump on the people that he's hired to keep it safe. That's freaking ridiculous.
Now, Travis Kemp is saying, okay, the reason he's told the people to come on down was because he saw a bunch of room and he wanted them to take some of that area.
It happened yesterday,
whether
sweetie.
it happened or not, people got injured, and guess what's going to happen? It doesn't matter how many rings and how nice you were to your fans. Listen, these people are about to sue you. It just
he won't
doesn't
get another
matter.
venue. Yep. Oh, yeah, this the bodyguard's not going to happen now. Let me turn this off before it starts over. And let's go ahead and watch some more of this.
Doing CPR on people, and my mind was blown. I said, when was the last pulse?
Oh my God, unreal.
Tried to help.
That's true.
For the situation that we had going on with more people getting pulled over that were unresponsive, unconscious, we had one AED, which is the pads that go in your chest that shock a heart back into a normal rhythm. There was only one. There was one bag, that's the mask you put over the face and you squeeze the air into, breathes for them. There was one of those. There was one stretcher.
Oh, hell yeah. They're in his pocket already. I mean, they're already in there. There's no hiding shit nowadays. Hell, you go to pull your money out to hide it, and there's a lawyer in there. Just kidding. That's what's happening.
You've been to events like this before. Do you have any idea what led to this chaos? Why did the crowd
Sorry, guys.
Begin to surge?
It's overlapping.
What started all of this?
People just rushing the stage to see Travis. I've been to the past 2 Astroworld festivals. I've been to rap concerts. I've been to stock concerts.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible, the amount of people.
People rush the stage. No big deal. I mean, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, some people do get hurt, but this was way overcrowded. I've never seen anything like it. I've never felt like I was going to die. I mean, it was absurd, and there was so little resources. I mean, the medics that were trying to help didn't look like a lot of them had been properly trained. That's not to take away from what they were doing. They were still trying their best. They weren't given the proper resources.
I know. It doesn't even sound good. It's bullshit.
They had no idea what they were getting into, I'm sure.
Do you think it was a combination of something that would normally happen at a concert, people trying to get closer to the stage, they're excited to see one of their favorite artists, and then people panicking because they just weren't familiar with a situation like that?
I think it was really mostly overcrowding. I know that there's some rumors going around from TMZ that there was someone running around injecting people with drugs. I really don't know how big of a part drugs played into this. I was completely...
Okay, you guys, I heard that one of the security guards got pricked in the neck, and they're thinking that he got injected with a drug. It made him pass out, and they had to come in with Norcan, I think it is, and revive him because he was dying. And oh, hell yeah, it was definitely overcrowded because he was packing anything in there he could. He didn't really give a shit. Really, nobody did. I think he was just basically, it was about the money and the good time, and who cares? But boy, you got to have more responsibility in this. This is bullshit. I can't even imagine if my kid went to this concert. I can't imagine. I wanted to show you guys, these fans are trying to tell him to stop. He will not stop. And they are telling him, okay, they got his attention, and he still wouldn't stop. I'll turn that off till you so you don't have to listen to the ad, which is weird. But yeah, they were telling him, hey, stop the concert. There's people dead out here. And he did not care.
Video shows the frantic moments when two fans
look, they're trying to get his attention.
They put their own lives at risk as they desperately tried to get help for the victims. Our Bill Spencer live near NRG Park, where a memorial continues to grow tonight. And Bill, you spoke to the father of one of those fans who tried to stop the event. How are they coping with this tragedy tonight?
That's it. Thank you, honey. That's really what happened. It was a cop.
Well, Sienna, I can tell you his name is Aiden Cruz, and he is devastated tonight. His father telling me he is in no shape to talk to anyone right now. He is a varsity basketball player at Heights High School, and the worst part, one of his close friends, a teenage girl from his school, actually died in this horrific incident.
Oh, my God.
Just knowing that my son almost didn't make it home. And then the ones who didn't, just really feel for them.
Victor Cruz fights to hold back the tears as he talks about his 18-year-old son, Aiden, who he says was nearly crushed to death himself after the crowd surged forward right where he was standing with a group of his friends from Heights High School.
I can't even imagine being this father. Imagine how many mom and dads are out there this morning with tears streaming down their freaking face because they can't believe this shit even happened. And that's not even saying just the ones that were injured or killed. I mean, the fear of, was my kid one of them? Because you don't know.
During last night's Astroworld Festival.
As soon as Travis Scott came on, that everybody started pushing. They fell down to the ground, and he said he didn't think he was going to make it. And he thought he just instantly started praying as people were on top of him. His legs are trapped.
Victor says Aiden described to him in detail the crush of people all around. Some trapped below him, others piled on top of him.
Oh my God.
But he managed to get one arm free at one moment and was pulled to safety by another teenager. Having seen the horror himself, Victor says that's when his son climbed onto a platform where a cameraman was shooting the show. And he began screaming to stop everything.
No, we're in there, bro.
But Aiden told his father neither that cameraman nor anyone else would do anything to stop what was happening below.
He was trying to...
See, this kid is just screaming. I mean, it's so loud, but you guys can hear him. He's trying to save some people's lives is what this kid's doing, little hero. And they would not listen to him at all. So right there shows you knew people were dying. They got his attention, and he started right back up.
To tell him that there was people underneath there dying, and there was other people's kids down there on the trapped and dying.
In the end, Victor says his son is bruised and sore, but okay. He says he gets down on his knees and thanks God that his son somehow made it out alive.
I'm just grateful that he made it home.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
And as you look at this growing memorial right now, right outside of NRG Stadium, I can tell you that Aiden has taken this very hard, of course. Again, his father saying he is just thankful that his son somehow made it.
Oh my God, you guys, this is so crazy. I've never heard shit like this in my life. I've been to a lot of concerts, but I mean, I have not heard about stuff like this. What a blatant bunch of bullshit. You were not caring about anything. And this, you guys, is about.
We want to send condolences to the family. Nobody.
Yes, the security guard that was pricked before
our fire department,
in the back of the
all our
neck.
citizens. Nobody's hurting more than the family members. And our prayers go out to them. And I ask the whole nation, because I know as other news media, you're not just local, to pray for the family. I want to go over.
Oh yeah, it's so heartbreaking. It's freaking unbelievable.
I put out some numbers in terms of security, police officers and private security. I gave the number of 367 police officers. That number was the number that we had assigned for the evening shift. We actually had 528.
Oh, wow.
Because we held those day shift officers.
Wow.
Live Nation has just reported to us that they had 755 security officers.
Oh, my God.
A lot of security out there. But as everyone is saying, we leave no stones unturned. This has not happened to us ever in Houston since I've been a police officer. And we take of it. And we're going to get down to the bottom. A lot of narratives out there right now. A lot of them. On social media. And even last night. I think that all of us need to be respectful of the families and make sure that we follow the facts and the evidence. And that's what we're trying to do here in the Houston Police Department. I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived.
Damn, you guys, can you imagine being this guy? Catches a needle to the neck, you don't even know what the hell's going on. Next thing, you're feeling this thing go in your neck, and you're passing out. Can you imagine being this guy? I'm not talking about the guy on screen. You know, he's the cop talking about it. But my God, the one that it happened to, I can't even imagine being... You're at this concert, shit's going haywire, and you catch something in the neck. You don't know what's going on. Next thing you know, you're passed out and they're reviving you. I mean, there was some funky, crazy shit going on in here. Not just the inciting the riot, but I mean, there was a lot of shit going on in this place. I would crap if my kid ever wanted to go to some shit like this. Hell no.
And the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it.
Oh my God.
The other thing is very important. Damn. There were some individuals that were trampled, and we want to be respectful of that. But we just ask that y'all give us time to do a proper investigation. Live Nation has stated from the very beginning that they would cooperate. They're going to give us the video sometime this evening. I spoke to my commander in homicide. So we're waiting to get that. That's going to help us. But I also want to call out to the community, kids and young individuals that was out there. If you've seen something, say something. This is now a criminal investigation that's going to involve our homicide division as well as narcotics. And we're going to get down to the bottom of it.
Boy, you guys think arrests have started happening? I bet you, there's the judge and his search warrants and his arrest warrants. That judge making it rain up in here. Here, you need some more warrants? Here you go. I got about 100 more waiting. Oh my God, I can't even imagine being this judge and signing all of these warrants, because there's going to be a million of them. There's going to be arrest warrants. There's going to be search warrants. There's going to be damn warrants up the yahoo. And then you know what's coming? Liability suits. Oh, those liability suits. Oh my God. You know, those things are coming next. And those liability suits are going to fall in, just like the judge making those damn things rain up in here. The liability suits are going to do the same shit. They're going to be coming so heavy and hard. It's going to be as fast as this concert. That's how fast these goddamn warrants and liabilities are going to be happening. It's on, people. I wouldn't want to be Travis Scott today.
I just want to thank Live Nation and everybody else out there. There was cooperation. I also want to say thanks to our police officers. A lot of them administered CPR. Executive Chief Larry Satterwhite was out there. And something that was important, and the mayor just said it, but I want to hit it again.
See you next time. Come on back.
9:30, right there. That's when a few people started going down. Our people stepped up and immediately went to the producers and told them, hey, people are going down. This show ended at 10:10 p.m. So I just want to acknowledge that. As far as arrests last night, 25 arrests, 23 of those 25 were trespassers. 1 possession of marijuana and 1 public intoxication. So we'll just open it up for questions after. Chief Peña, go ahead.
Cole, he's my miracle child.
Sorry, guys. You know we got to get through these darn commercials every time, don't we? I'm looking for... I had another one lined up, and it looks like it has gone already. Oh, no. Here's the 8 dead. Sorry, guys. I had another one lined up, and it looked like it went center stage on its own.
Mucus, Adriana Diaz is off. Tonight, police in Houston are investigating a deadly crush at a music festival. At least 50,000 fans were there to hear rapper Travis Scott when chaos in the crowd turned to panic.
Okay,
at least 8 people were...
I gotta say something here. Mary, let me tell you what. Hopefully this asshole ain't got no money to spend on drugs. Okay? They're already hitting him with liability suits. You already know that's coming out of the woodwork. There's no hiding it. He's not going to have a penny left for drugs. Not when he gets done paying these people. Hell no. He ain't going to have a penny left in his damn pocket.
Killed and many more injured. One concert goer called it hell. In a statement posted on Twitter, Scott said he's devastated by the deaths and that investigators have his total support. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in Houston tonight with the very latest. Lilia?
Jamie, authorities say this is now a criminal investigation involving both the narcotics and the homicide divisions, with the mayor adding that Houston has never experienced anything of this magnitude.
So if you guys never see a cop again, that's not a good way of saying it. It's because they're goddamn busy, okay? So don't call 911 right now. Nobody's coming because these cops are busy as hell with this. I mean, they're going to be researching all kinds of shit and investigating. I mean, this is a big investigation that started here, you guys. They're going to be tied up for a while.
Death and disaster in Houston last night at Travis Scott's sold-out music festival. 50,000 fans were in attendance.
We had to walk over people's bodies.
Jeez.
Panic rippled through the crowd, causing many to surge toward the stage. Emergency crews struggled to deliver help. The hip-hop star stopped performing several times during the show, seeing the situation was increasing.
See, that he stopped it several times during the show. God damn, why would you start back up? There's dead bodies down there. But instead of stopping and saying, hey, let's get medical attention for everybody that needs it right now, first and foremost, before I do anything else, let's stop right here and make sure everybody's getting the medical attention that they are needing at this moment. Because if he's looking down from his big rack up there, and I'm sure he's seeing what the hell is going on, not to mention people has already tried to stop the concert left and right. This is all a bunch of bullshit. He did not give a shit, you guys. Should he be in jail? Fuck yeah. He didn't give a shit, okay? He was looking down. He was seeing exactly what you guys would have seen, which was a bunch of ambulances. I mean, there was a shit ton of ambulances there trying to pick up the bodies, trying to revive people. He didn't give a shit. He just started the concert over and over again. He had more than a couple of times that he could have stopped, let people get help, and get them out of there and get stuff straightened out. And I don't think you should have ever started the concert back up, okay? If one person is hurt, stop that shit before everybody else gets the same. Okay, I'm still ranting, you guys.
Increasingly dangerous.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here.
Witnesses say what happened next was horrifying. People were so packed they passed out. Some suffered cardiac arrest.
Everyone just going down. People getting trampled.
The chaos unfolded after 9 p.m., but there were early signs of trouble as amped-up fans rushed past ticket checkpoints.
See, this started very early in the beginning of the day. They were already trying to rush this place because that's what he told them to do.
Tonight, police say they have not determined what caused the deadly chaos, but investigators are aware of rumors that people were injecting some of the crowd with drugs.
We do have a report of a security officer. He was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan.
Now, if they're doing that to a security officer, would it be because they wanted the place where this security officer was at open and not being regulated by anyone so that they could rush the stage like they're supposed to do, according to Scott? That's what Travis Scott told him to do. And a security officer is down. So was he in the way of somebody trying to rush the stage? There was a reason why that security officer was the one that got hit in the neck with the drugs. I don't know what the reason is, but that could very well be it.
Officials say multiple people were treated with Narcan, which is a spray that's used to treat overdoses. Now autopsies are being conducted on the 8 victims, of which the youngest was 14 years old. Jamie.
So many questions. Lilia Luciano, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening. I'm Jamie Yukas. Adriana Diaz is off. Tonight, police in Houston are investigating a deadly crush at a music festival. At least 50,000 fans were there to hear rapper Travis Scott.
I think they should be charged
when
as
chaos
well.
in the crowd turned to panic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
At least 8 people were killed and many more injured. One concert goer called it hell. In a statement posted on Twitter, Scott said he's devastated by the deaths and that investigators have his total support. CS's Lilia Luciano is in Houston tonight with the very latest. Lilia?
Jamie, authorities say this is now a criminal investigation involving both the narcotics and the homicide divisions, with the mayor adding that Houston has never experienced anything of this magnitude.
I bet.
Death and disaster in Houston last night at Travis Scott's sold-out music festival. 50,000 fans were in attendance.
We had to walk over people's bodies.
Panic rippled through the crowd, causing many to surge toward the stage. Emergency crews struggled to deliver help. The hip-hop star stopped performing several times during the show, seeing the situation was increasingly dangerous.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here.
See what I'm saying? He knew. He knew. He stopped it several times. He did not give a shit. He just started it right back up. Like, oh, that dead guy? Well, could somebody sweep him over to the side so that I could get more people to rush forward?
Witnesses say what happened next was horrifying. People were so packed they passed out. Some suffered cardiac arrest.
Oh, you think Kylie's gonna hop off that real quick? I don't know, man. Because I don't remember them being noted for being the, sharpest tool in the shed there, Gussie. I don't think they are. So she might just donate some money instead of hopping off of it.
Everyone's just going down. People getting trampled.
The chaos unfolded after 9 p.m., but there were early signs of trouble as amped-up fans rushed past ticket checkpoints. Tonight, police say they have not determined what caused the deadly chaos, but investigators are aware of rumors that people were injecting some of the crowd with drugs.
Yeah, that's true.
We do have a report of a security officer. He was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan.
Officials say multiple people were treated with Narcan, which is a spray that's used to treat overdoses. Now autopsies are being conducted on the 8 victims, of which the youngest was 14 years old. Jamie.
So many questions. Lilia Luciano, thank you.
I think some of these are a little behind because we have found out that some of them are younger than that. I just got to go with what I can find here real quick because I had it set up and I don't know what happened. But there was younger than that there too, you guys. There was younger than 14 there.
Meanwhile, a criminal investigation has been opened into the fatal Houston concert stampede in which about 8 people were killed
Now it's a
and hundreds of
stampede.
others
That's
were
true.
injured. The probe has been launched following reports that someone in the audience was trying to inject other people with drugs using a syringe. Our next report gets you all the details. Houston officials opened a criminal probe on Saturday to determine what triggered a deadly crowd surge at a 2-day music festival. City Police Chief Troy Finner said investigators have not come to any conclusions, but that they were looking into rumors of a drug-spiking incident at the Astroworld Festival.
We do have a report of security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject.
Concert goers had already been on edge before a crowd surge turned into chaos at the Astroworld Festival, according to witnesses. Video shows fans rushing the gates earlier on Friday. Witnesses said a countdown clock signaling that the headliner rapper Travis Scott was about to perform pulled scores toward the main stage and crushed fans at the front. Some said,
Does anybody know how long in that this was before they stopped this concert? Because it sounds to me like it hadn't been going on very long before they stopped it. So if anybody knows how long it was before they stopped that concert, I would like to know how long this went on before they actually put a stop to it.
The sold-out audience of 50,000 grew increasingly disorderly. Houston's fire chief Sam Pena said Saturday the chaos erupted at around 9 p.m.
The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage.
Oh, wow.
And that
75 minutes. Thank you, April.
And it started causing some injuries. People began to fall out, become unconscious, and it created additional panic.
About 300 people had to be treated for injuries. 11 people suffered cardiac arrest. Travis Scott said he would support a police investigation. He said he was absolutely devastated, tweeting, quote, "My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astroworld Festival."
I love this that he said, "My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astroworld Festival. Love you all." No, you don't fucking love you all. For one, you're lying out your assy hole because you already got a taste of jail for doing the same shit that you did this time. So bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that one. He didn't love everybody. He loved money and he loved Kylie. There you go. And so that was the reason for his existence. But he didn't love everybody because he knew already that this was dangerous. You guys, he already knew this was dangerous. I mean, goddamn, you have been arrested. You've been arrested for this before. Do you think that last time was the only time it was going to be dangerous? No, your ass knew it was going to be dangerous this time too, Travis Scott. Come on. I mean, for one, you're not that damn good looking. You're not pulling it off.
Beyond is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move. Meanwhile, a criminal investigation.
Let's go and see what somebody there that was actually there has to say. Let's see what they have to say.
The friends we spoke to tonight say within Travis Scott's first song that he performed, they realized they needed to get out. They needed to leave the Astroworld Festival. They say for as many people as wanted to get out of this packed, tight
controller
crowd,
was stopping the concert, so the EMTs
wanted to push
That's
their way
right.
to the front of the stage and get as close as they possibly could.
He did have
This
the control.
evening, they recalled for us the vivid looks of terror on so many faces.
Imagine
Friends
these
tell us they
kids.
consider themselves survivors.
They ruined Astrofest or Astroworld Fest. The first time it was something like, I mean, you go and you just have nothing but fun time, like fun stories to tell. And I mean, this time you like barely make it out alive.
In the photo, 19-year-old Kaya Ritas and 20-year-old Zachary Scott took prior to Astroworld yesterday. They're smiling. Today, the friends were very subdued.
Look at these two beautiful kids right here. I was a kid once, long freaking time ago, but shit, I was. And you know what? I went to concerts, every freaking concert there was, I was there. Okay? And my little face looked lit up just like that right before I went because I was hoping that I made enough money to buy a damn t-shirt for this one. Okay? I went to every concert. And I looked like that. I was happy. I was elated. I was going to go to a concert. It was going to be so damn fun. And then this bullshit? Come on, people. Come on, Travis Scott, you asshole.
This time at Astroworld, it was totally different. It was just like a concert from hell.
The way they described the scene at NRG Park Friday night is enough to rattle someone who wasn't even there. Unable to breathe. Piles of people on the ground, some clawing on their clothes as a lifeline, trying to get up so they weren't trampled. Pressed so close to strangers that you couldn't lift your arms or turn your head. They were trapped and helpless.
High five, girl. I've probably seen you there. That was one of my first.
I was literally praying and I was like, please get me out of here. Like,
oh, baby. Look at this girl.
I want to go, please.
The friends say things escalated when Travis Scott took the stage and people pushed their way to the front. Both Ritas and Scott were rescued by strangers. They tried to get help for other people who were passed out, being stepped on, but the show continued. Scott lost a lot of respect for the musician who he was a big fan of prior to last night.
And, you know, people are blaming it on, like, they're saying, oh, well, like, these people are all on drugs. Like, I was stone cold sober the whole time, and I could not get out of there.
Even after seeing the images of the concert, if you weren't there, Scott and Rita say it's tough to fully comprehend the vulnerable situation.
Oh, yeah, concert from hell. Yeah, because there was a demon running it.
That's not how a concert should be. Like, you shouldn't have to be like, oh, okay, I have to fight like either life or death to get out of this. And you might see a few dead bodies, but that's just a part of the experience.
At NRG Park, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Crazy. I mean, crazy. We can get another one. Let's see what this one says about it. I really hadn't listened to any of these interviews. I hadn't really listened to the interviews from the people that were there yet, so I just want to hear one more and see what this was actually about. I think we're getting a good picture of what it was about, though.
Festival venue on what would have been day 2, but in a much more somber mood, leaving flowers, cards, and balloons in tribute to those hurt or killed. Jason Miles is live from...
All right, you guys, this is freaking crazy as shit. Anytime you're seeing a memorial after a concert, that tells you that shit was wild as hell, and it probably was hell getting in there. Probably felt like you were in hell. As hot as it was, the people were passing out from the heat and the trampling and all that. Yeah, it felt like hell. I think it pretty much is the concert from hell.
NRG Park, with more for folks who have their own frightening stories to tell. What are they saying, Jason?
Hey there,
I was
Cheryl.
at Frampton too.
Matt Doherty was at one makeshift memorial here at NRG Park. This is another one where it has grown steadily with flowers and candles this evening, has really grown throughout the day. It is right next door to the gate where many fans entered the festival yesterday, then exited unaware in many cases of how bad things really were.
Sad. This is bullshit.
Candles flicker outside NRG Park, where excitement filled the air some 24 hours earlier.
I had a blast.
But 18-year-old Canadian Ryan Bold left his very first concert, which started on a high note with memories he never expected.
I look over to my right. There's a dude on a stretcher, limp, getting carried out. And I'm like sitting there like, oh my God.
He's among many returning to the festival venue, still wearing wristbands, leaving flowers and other remembrances for those hurt or killed.
Having a good time, not supposed to end up like this. Not at all.
Elias McCrae and fellow New Yorkers Tyler Amato and Rayvon Gale,
It was terrible.
recalling a sense of dread as they got swept up in the crush of an uncontrollable crowd.
I can't push up. I can't push back. Everyone's trying to leave. Everyone's trying to move forward. So it's literally.
Oh, this is horrible.
Like many, they feel for families now living with sudden loss, including those of a Memorial High School freshman.
It's probably his first festival, first concert too. He probably just thought, all right, I'm gonna go to the front, have fun, see my favorite artist, and next thing you know, everyone just stepping on him, trampling him. That's just sad to think about.
Notes from New York City to Seattle and closer to home are among those handwritten on cards someone stuck on a fence.
I pray that, everyone finds peace and is able to grow and learn from this experience.
A fun experience forever marred by tragedy.
Like all day, I felt so off balance because, I just think I was next to some of those people. Some of those people came here for the same reasons I came here, and they never went home.
And back here live along West Ridge near Kirby Drive, the growing memorial here, candles lit, flowers, and some people just standing beside in silence, if you will, in honor of these folks who lost their lives and were hurt, many of them still being treated at this hour. And I spoke to a number of people out here today who said they've been to other Travis Scott concerts where moshing and other similar activity is common, if not encouraged, but things from the start just seemed a little uneasy here.
This is crazy to me. I can't imagine these kids and their PTSD. They're all going to have PTSD after this. I mean, my God, is there enough therapists out there? I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be enough therapists for this one.
Astroworld concert. The families of the 8 victims waking up to another full day without their loved ones.
The investigation into their deaths are underway, and so is the effort to identify some of the victims. KPRC2's newest reporter, Rowan Balogan, has the latest on this story. He's now joining us from NRG.
Can you guys even imagine being one of these parents that are missing your child, and now you're waiting for somebody to knock on your door? You guys, you talk about hell. Those parents are in hell too. Not just these kids that went to this damn concert. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, they were in hell because they were dying. There wasn't any oxygen. The kids couldn't breathe. It was hot. They're being trampled on. Well, now there's a bunch of other people in hell too. These moms and dads, their kids are gone. They haven't come home yet. You're waiting for that knock because it's coming. And then you get to go identify the body, you guys. That's how sick this shit is. And I know I'm going on a rant. I know. But you know what? This is bullshit. I don't want to see other people's kids get into this shit. I'm sure that they're not going to now. But I don't want to see this happen to anybody else. This is horrible.
Park. Good morning, Rowan.
Good morning. Hey, there are 2 memorials here growing outside of NRG Park showing support for those 8 victims. Take a look, aligning the fence here, all of these flowers here and above, several notes showing supports for the loved ones along with these balloons. And down a candle forming the number 8 to signify those 8 lives lost. Now, this morning, investigators need help trying to identify one of the victims. Take a look at your screen right here. This shoe, it's part of a pair of Nike size 11. The Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences describes the victim to be a man in his early 20s, weighing 498 pounds, with short, black or brown, wavy hair and a slight mustache with goatee. Authorities say he is one of the 8 dead, ranging in age from 14 to 27.
Now, can you imagine you're watching this on TV, you guys, and you're this guy's mom or dad? Son of a bitch. Travis Scott should be held responsible. He should be arrested. How about right now? How about when the shit happened? How about yesterday? Arrest this goddamn asshole. I mean, come on. Can you imagine being the kid's parents that just heard that? And seeing his bloody shoe on here? Hey, there's more people affected. I mean, he's affected a lot of people with this,
Houston Police Chief Troy Finner says the chaos started around 9:30, and by 10:10, the festival canceled and cleared. 25 people were rushed to the hospital. Authorities say several doses of Narcan, a medicine you treat drug overdoses, treated a number of people throughout the night, including a security officer.
I will tell you, one of the narratives was
Yeah.
that some individuals
It's more like they passed the damn Kool-Aid around. Hey, you know,
drugs.
I hate to just keep doing this, but goddamn, in Jonestown, at least they got to drink some freaking Kool-Aid and go to sleep. They weren't tortured to death. Same shit. They are dying.
We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined,
there's a picture of one with his face. Oh my God, Diamond Girl. Oh my goodness.
Now, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo calling for an independent investigation to try and figure out exactly just what unfolded at Astroworld Festival. Reporting live from NRG Park, Roman Blogan, KPRC 2 News.
Oh my God, you guys, this is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Sometimes I just feel worthless.
You know, we've seen a lot of bad stuff that happened at concerts, okay? It happens. People get drunk, they fist fight, they do stupid shit. But this is not that. This is one person that didn't give a shit.
Witnesses telling us they have never experienced anything like what they saw last night. KPRC2's Zach Lashway live outside NRG Park along Main Street and McNee Road. And Zach, you've been talking with many of those concert goers all day.
Yes, and depending on where these folks were inside this venue will really depend on the experience they might have had. Everyone we're speaking to said the environment was intense, but for many, the reality of this is chilling and heartbreaking.
I know, why would anybody post that shit? That's so damn nasty.
Video recorded by Alfredo
Don't do that.
Escobedo,
have a little respect.
A concert goer at Astroworld shows Travis Scott performing at 9:39 Friday night.
Honestly, it was like a movie. Like, everyone was going crazy. People were falling. People were passing out. Had to carry like 10 people just to get air.
I was in it. Yeah, I was right on the front gate, so I was kind of a part of it. I was maybe
I can't
for
imagine.
about an hour and a half before
That's
I had
bullshit.
security pull me out. Jonas Fusel says after a while, he could not breathe, and he was not alone.
They were on the ground, and we're all trying to pick them up, but it's too sandwiched to be able to bend down and help somebody up, so people just kind of stay where they're at.
Tammy Fusel, Jonas's mother, says she's been to many concerts, but she has never experienced anything like Astroworld.
And the crowd goes wild, and everybody's jumping. There was a point where Travis paused and saw the ambulance coming. I'm on the platform watching, and I thought, oh, he's going to stop him. He's going to tell people to calm down, but he didn't.
All right.
David Simmons shot this video.
It's exhilarating. It's exciting. It's a thrill. It's everything in one.
Simmons refers to himself as a rager and has been to many of Travis Scott's concerts.
I knew that people were passing out, but it was something that typically happens at a show, but people seem to get up after a certain point. But there was a point where people weren't getting up.
Drone video shows the landscape one day later, the magnitude of how large the performance areas were, and the main stage near where several people lost their lives.
Travis, got one for you, buddy. I'm with you.
Tonight, we are standing outside of emergency exit 14. The main stage is several yards away from where we're standing. We've seen emergency personnel coming and going through this access point throughout the day. I want to draw your attention to how tall the barricade around the venue is. Tall fencing, as you can see, and at the top, in some spots, security cameras. We know that video will play a key role in the investigation moving forward. Reporting live in South Houston, I'm Zach Lashway, KPRC2 News.
Morning and afternoon.
These guys, I haven't heard their story yet. I mean, Jesus, this is
we have two people who were at the concert last night, and they can tell us what they witnessed. Timothy Perez and Joseph Gonzalez, both joining us now. So, Timothy, I'll start with you.
These kids are so traumatized. All of them.
Was wrong.
Honestly, I started realizing it when this concert was over with. Everybody started heading towards our stage, and as soon as the music started jumping, that's when everybody just started pushing in, and everybody was just so squeezing into us we couldn't even move. We were like this the whole time. You literally, when you move, you couldn't move, like I mentioned, and you just really felt like a frozen. You're just frozen. You just stood there.
And Joe, what did you see? What did you do? What did you see happening around you? And where exactly were y'all in the crowd as compared to the stage?
As far as the stage, we're at the very front. Not the very front, but we held the rail. And like you said, as soon as the concert started, the concert goers, they just pushed. And from what we seen, we actually experienced, we couldn't breathe. And we had security at the rail. And for whatever reason, they were not helping us at all. They were uncooperative. They didn't want to pull nobody out.
Did you say something to security? Did you say, I'm being squeezed, people are pushing?
Crime Fighter, there's your link if you want.
Did you say something to security at that point, Joe?
Had a whole section screaming help, help, and nobody was doing nothing. They, like I said, for whatever reason, they didn't want to help. And I don't know if it was because they were streaming live or whatever the case was, but there was passed out bodies just being held up because it was so compact, and like the deaths there were deaths right in front of us, and they weren't helping at all.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, did you say what was in front of you?
Like dead bodies in front of us.
Oh my God.
Timothy, I mean, that is just so horrible. Timothy.
I'm hoping and I'm almost sure that most of these kids that are seeing this dead body, that's probably dead bodies, the first ones they've ever seen. And you talk about traumatizing. These kids are traumatized.
Did Travis Scott stop performing as soon as people started running and crushing the stage?
Yes, he did stop at a point. He made sure the car was okay and everything. But then after that, he just started going back at it. And then more unconscious bodies happened. And we were just trying to fight for our way out. That was honestly it. It was tragic. It was unexpected. It was scary. A frightening experience.
So how did you get out of there, Timothy? I mean, how did y'all get from that crush that's pushing you up towards the barricades right there by the stage?
At first, we were all together as a group. That was our plan. We were going to stay together. We ended up separating equally and individually, separate ways. I didn't know which way they headed. I pushed my way towards the back. I ended up in the back of the railing by the VIP section. As soon as I touched the railing, I told the people behind me, I said, please get me out. Please get me out. So they helped me lift my body over. And I just jumped over on the floor. And then I ended up seeing my other friends out there, and we all ended up safe at the last minute.
Joe, what time did y'all get to the concert? And what was happening? Was everything calm when you got there? What'd you see?
So we ended up getting there pretty early, around 6, 7 a.m. And around 9 o'clock, that's when they had a COVID check, and people rushed past that. When the gates opened around 10 o'clock, it was kind of hectic. People wanted, merchandise, and it was pretty calm throughout the day. And then as soon as 9 o'clock hit, that's when everybody just pushed forward, and like I said, it got real compact. That's when everything happened. And for us getting out, honestly, it was luck. It was by the grace of God that we got out, because there was no.
Mary says, if one of my kids got traumatized at a freaking concert, I'd be going ballistic. Yeah, you'd be going ballistic because shit, they're supposed to be going there and having fun. And there's supposed to be elements in place that make sure they're safe while they're there. So, yeah, he's to blame. Okay, I'm going to go with this, you guys. Travis Scott is to blame, yes. But there are others to be blamed too. I mean, this is a big freaking rigmarole that involves a lot of people. I mean, Travis Scott is one of them and the biggest one of them, but there's a lot of other people that's involved in this too that's dropped the ball, you guys. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits. Hell, if my kid was there, I'd be lawsuit number one. Here I come, Travis Scott. I'm going to sue the shit right out of you, you asshole.
No telling people to get out or not.
Well, thank God you got out there. Timothy, one last question for you, and I'm not suggesting that either one of you took drugs. There are reports that there was drugs being passed around or taken, or it was definitely prevalent at the concert there. Do you know anything about that? Did you hear about it? Did you witness anyone taking drugs?
Okay, not to make fun of her on any level, but goddamn, would you even have to ask a kid if there was drugs at a concert? Look at her face. Come on, girl. You know there was drugs at this goddamn concert. But let's get a yes from these guys. Here it comes.
No, ma'am. I wasn't even worried about that at the moment. I was just trying to fight for my life to get out. That was just honestly it.
And Joe, final word from you. How do you feel today, right now?
It's shocking. I've been to the past two festivals. I've seen Travis Scott more times than I can count on my hand. This by far was the worst one I've been a part of. It's sad because I have friends who know people who passed away, and just to know that this happened in our city, it's shocking. It's sad. So really no words to express myself.
Well, I am really sorry for the loss of your friends, and sorry for all of the parents who lost children. And I'm glad that you two are safe. Be careful, Timothy Perez, Joseph Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us on.
People are saying, yeah, this happens at a lot of concerts or whatever. I don't think so. I got another one, another comment a while back saying that, oh, this happens at concerts. Like it's a normal thing. No, you guys, it's not a normal thing. This is not a normal thing that happens at concerts. I had a lady message me a while ago.
And scores.
She just messaged me a while ago and said, well, this is, it's a concert. No. This is not.
Injured at a sold-out music
just
festival
any concert.
in Houston
This doesn't happen at every concert.
Rapper Travis Scott was on stage at the time when the crowd suddenly surged and he called for help. Now, in a moment, you're going to hear from the Houston Fire Chief here on GMA. But first, ABC's Phil Lipoff is here with the latest. Phil, good morning. Gio, good morning to you. And this morning, that festival is canceled after that deadly and horrific night you all have just described. Travis Scott, the festival founder, and was on stage 9 o'clock performing when all of a sudden that crowd
I gotta put this up there, Cheryl. Goddamn.
Overnight, chaos at a music festival in Houston turned deadly.
Well, that shit's spot on. Jenner hose are very expensive.
Injured, at least 17 hospitalized, and 8 people dead.
The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage, okay? And that caused some panic.
According to police, of the 17 people hospitalized, 11 were in cardiac arrest.
We were definitely getting pushed very aggressively, and it was intense.
The incident took place at the 3rd annual Astroworld Festival, headlined by Houston native Travis Scott. A live stream of the event showing Scott stopping his 75-minute performance several times when he spotted fans in distress in the crowd.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here.
We were seeing people getting pulled out of the crowd, and we would see some of these people unconscious.
Authorities setting up a reunification center for families at a nearby hotel and still trying to identify victims, some as young as 10 years old.
God damn.
And this video, captured during the day on Friday, shows hundreds of people rushing checkpoints and destroying security property at the entrance.
You guys, that shows right there, this shit was out of control from the get-go. I mean, look at this shit. Where's the control? It was out of control from square one. Look, this is the start. This is not even the concert, you guys. This is getting into the concert. It was out of freaking control right then. And it just escalated to worse. But, I mean, it shows you right there, goddamn, shit's going to go down. It's out of control in the very beginning. And you're going to keep on bringing thousands of people in. I don't know. Somebody, some dominoes need to fall somewhere. Because this is bullshit. There's a lot of people that's going to be in trouble. Travis Scott, one of them, but I'm sure there's going to be more than him.
This morning, officials are searching for answers about what caused the crowd rush.
Nobody could dream of this, but we're here, and I think it's very important that none of us.
So you guys don't know what caused the crowd rush? Well, here, let me give you a hint. Travis Scott was on social media saying, rush, rush, rush. I mean, it was his idea. He's inciting a riot before the damn thing even started. So that's what happened. That's why everybody is doing the crowd rush, you guys.
Speculate.
Authorities tell us Live Nation, the concert organizer, agreed to end early in the interest of public safety. And we just
hell yeah, Mary. He's a peach.
From Astroworld. It says, in part, our hearts are with the Astroworld Festival family tonight, especially those we lost and their loved ones. It goes on to say that Astroworld management is cooperating with Houston authorities. As for those sent to the hospital, as I said, they ranged in age, the youngest, just 10. Gio?
Damn, 10 years old.
All right, Phil, thank you. Joining us now is
nuts.
Houston Fire Chief Samuel Peña. Chief, thank you for your time this morning. I know it is a busy and sad morning there in Houston. You are in your car because you just left the reunification facility, and it must have been such a chaotic scene when your crews arrived and started reaching the victims. What was that like?
So the incident actually occurred when we determined it was a mass casualty incident. It occurred around 9:30 Central Time. And the venue organizer had its own security. They had their own medical components on scene. They actually had a type of field hospital that was set up there ahead of time to be able to treat minor injuries and so on and so forth. As soon as the crowd began to surge, as soon as those people began to be trapped essentially up at the front, and they began to be trampled, and they actually had people falling out and passing out. They quickly overwhelmed those medical resources.
Thank goodness you were there. What challenges did the crews face getting to those victims through the crowd?
Look, it was difficult to disperse the crowd. It was difficult to reach those patients. There were patients that they were describing the music was still playing, and patients were being essentially trampled in some instances. So it was a very chaotic scene. We ended up transporting about 23 patients. 11 of those were in critical condition. Crews were doing CPR en route to the hospitals for those patients, and tragically, 8 individuals, eight kids, really, because the transports range from age 10 all the way up to the mid to late 20s. Tragically, 8.
This is true. True Crime Insanity says, if I was in charge, I would have stopped it right there at the beginning when they rushed past the ticket gates. You're right. I mean, there's your goddamn sign. It's out of control. What more do you need? It's out of fucking control, people. What more do you need to slap you in the face? Okay? What do you need? One of them to drop right in front of you? Because that's what's going to be happening next. I think you had plenty signs of shit should have been stopped early on. And I am getting on a rant. Here I go. But I'm just pissed. I mean, little kids are getting hurt for nothing, you guys. Nothing. This is bullshit. Okay, rant. Not over. But I'm going to stop in a second.
Of them lost their lives. And it may be more, because that's what we have at this point. But there were several that were in critical condition when we transported them to the hospital. Look, in my 27 years, I have never experienced
they should have got a handle on
this type of mass casualty.
I mean, and that really says something. 27 years, and this is the worst you've seen. Houston Fire Chief Samuel Peña, thank you so much for joining us here on GMA.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
A somber scene in Houston at a growing makeshift memorial outside the site of that concert disaster. People leaving flowers to remember the victims. What happened is now the subject of a criminal investigation as authorities try to sort out.
Thank you, Mary. I can't stop. You know it.
Dozens injured, some still hospitalized.
And 50,000 people were in the audience that night at the Travis concert. Friday night, when some surged forward, compressing the crowd at the front of the venue into a dangerous crush of bodies, unable to move, some unable even to breathe, and now so many questions yet to be answered.
And among those questions, how long did it take to stop the concert, and how effective was security? Authorities saying more than 1,200 police officers and private guards were working the concert, and Houston's police chief also addressing one disturbing possibility, that individuals were injecting strangers with drugs. ABC's Marcus Moore is at the concert site this morning and joins us live with the latest. Marcus, good morning.
Well, Gio, good morning. You can see the growing memorial just behind me here at the park, right outside the park where this concert was happening. And there is so much pain here in Houston this morning and unanswered questions about how so many people were killed. And
see, this is why I'm pissed off, you guys. Look at all these people this morning. How many people are crying this morning or brokenhearted? It pisses me off, all for nothing. So yeah, I'm going to go on a rant. Shit, you can't stop me now.
Including children.
Bullshit.
This morning, a criminal investigation is underway as we learn more about the lives lost during the pandemonium at this Texas music festival. It left 8 people dead, the youngest victim just 14 years old. Overnight, one victim identified as Brianna Rodriguez, a 16-year-old high school junior, and 21-year-old Franco Patino, an engineering student at the University of Dayton. Approximately 50,000 people attending global superstar Travis Scott's sold-out festival in Houston, when authorities say the crowd began surging the stage. One fan seen here being lifted off the ground and carried out.
Poor baby.
300 people had to be treated. Fans reporting having to gasp for air, crushed in the crowd.
I could feel myself like if I was drowning underwater. Like I was gasping for air and I couldn't get it. And I was screaming like I've never screamed before and nobody could hear me.
Her husband laying on top of her, shielding her from the onslaught of people.
It was very hard and scary. But I just laid on her to make sure nobody stepped on her head or her face. But she kept on screaming.
Scott pausing his show when he noticed a fan in distress seen in his Apple Music live stream.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody passed out right here. Somebody passed out right here. Don't touch him, don't touch him. Everybody just back up.
The crowd would shift one way and then shift the other way. And then at some points, you know, you'd be like so, your shoulders were so like tight that like sometimes your like feet would be off the ground and you're just like moving.
Just 5 minutes into Scott's set, concert goer Ryan
I know, shit's crazy.
And desperate tried to move
crazy
away.
Shit right
it was
there.
terrifying when I'm trying to walk out and I knew a drop was coming and I could hear that it was about to happen and I knew I was about to get sucked right back into another pit and get crushed all over again.
Kushner says someone ran into the medical tent in a panic, alerting the staff to possible deaths.
They just came over and said there's bodies, dead bodies in the pit, and y'all need to go and do something about this.
The chaos overwhelming. Police saying one officer at the concert was trying to restrain a person and had to be revived with the opioid antidote Narcan after he reported feeling a prick in his neck.
Christ,
he was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject.
And then there was ICU nurse Madeline Eskins. She thought her life was over, asking her boyfriend to tell her son she loves him.
I really didn't think I was going to see him again. If I wouldn't, and then I fainted.
After waking up, springing right into action.
I was like, okay, well, I'm an ICU nurse. Like, let me help. I'm just trying to go around, trying to control.
Don't worry about your spelling. You're fine,
Overnight,
honey.
Scott speaking out on Instagram, saying he is devastated.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. My fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience.
Oh my God, I'm so freaking glad that nobody cares about me like Travis Scott cares about his fans. Bullshit. Hell yeah, Cheryl. I'm going to go with you. I mean, there's the biggest prick right here. There was more than one at that event. Hell yeah, and here's the biggest one right here in front of us. He cared so much about you guys that he wouldn't even stop his concert. Oh yeah, I love my fans. But even though I'm watching them die, I'm not going to stop my concert. I love them. What kind of love is that bullshit? That's bullshit. It's not love, you guys. That's not caring. You know, that's what that is. That's not love. You don't love your fans. Hi, Lip Lock. Hey, good evening. Travis Scott, you do not love your fans if you're watching them die in front of you. And these are kids, goddamn you. They're not even adults like you. Oh, God. I get on a rant. Next thing you know, I'm actually just cussing him. Okay, here we go.
I could just never imagine the severity of the situation.
Live Nation, that hosted this event, released a statement saying that it's heartbroken by what happened here and pledged to work with investigators as they search for answers. It took about 40 minutes for the concert to be stopped after the first report of trouble. The police chief said yesterday during a news conference that with 50,000 people in one spot, trying to clear the area too quickly could cause a riot. But he did say that the area was ultimately cleared relatively swiftly. But guys, this morning, everyone at that news conference said that the people who lost loved ones deserve answers as to what happened here. Juju.
Marcus, thank you. So many unanswered questions ahead. Thank you.
I got answers for some of the loved ones. I don't know if you've got these answers or not, but I've got them. This son of a bitch, Travis Scott, gave a concert for the money and didn't give a shit about your kids or anybody else's. And they were your kids, you guys. They're your kids. And he didn't give a shit about them. Okay? All he cared about was the money. This son of a bitch needs to be locked up now. This kind of shit needs to be stopped now. Because somebody's mom and dad is out there right now crying their ass off, waiting to see if the next knock at the door is for their kid because he hasn't come home since last night or she hasn't come home since last night. This is horrible. This is horrible torment for the parents of these young kids that they don't even have the identity of yet. And yet Travis Scott is trying to say, oh, I'm such a good guy. I love my fans. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to stop my concert if I see a dead one. Oh, I love them. But if I see a dead one, I mean, what's a couple of dead fans to Travis Scott? Oh, that's nothing. Oh, that's just dead fans, you guys. Look the other way. You don't need to see the dead fans. Let's just keep on with the concert. Well, you piece of shit. If you made $1 off this concert, you're a piece of shit. And I know you made more than that. And you're going to need it because the goddamn search warrants are going to be flowing. The arrest warrant is going to have your name on it, Travis Scott, and it's on your goddamn way. Okay? All right, guys, let's get going.
Joining us now are two people who survived the ordeal at that Travis Scott concert, 19-year-old Kaya Reedus and former Marine Lucas Nakarati. Good morning to you both. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Kaya, let me begin with you. I know you were there with a friend.
Thank you,
when did you
Lip-Lock.
first sense that something was going terribly wrong?
About 20 minutes before he came out.
And what were you seeing in the crowd?
I looked behind me and there was no opening to get out. It was like there was just people on top of people, and it was just too much.
And Lucas, I know that you tried to help people along the way. You're a strong guy, clearly, but it took you crushed into the crowd as well.
Right. Yeah, I was definitely crushed, and it was just so intense to where you couldn't even scratch your face, no matter how hard you tried. Whatever position you were stuck in, regardless of what you did.
And Lucas, I know you shared video with us, and you could see how tightly packed the crowd was. How close were you to the front, and how much were people crowded in together?
I would say I was about at least 100 feet from the front. So I was towards the middle, near where the camera people were at, and we were just packed beyond belief. So
he needs to pay all funeral medical expenses, sit his ass in prison, never be able to do it. Hell yeah, he does.
The crowd, since it was towards the middle.
Hell yeah, he does.
And you were a former
Marine. Just trying to rush into there.
Right. Lucas, you're a former Marine. I know that you stopped to help people, give them CPR at one point. How difficult and dangerous was this situation?
The first person that I gave CPR to, it was just this girl was just screaming for her life, and I looked over to her, I grabbed her towards the back of the crowd, and when I found a spot where I could lay her down and start doing it, she just wasn't responding. I checked her pulse, I checked everything, started giving her CPR. After about a minute and a half, she came back, and another girl saw her, started taking over. I looked over to my right to look for security guard. There was a guy just getting completely stomped on. I just put my shoulder down and just rushed into the crowd and I think I just trucked like two people.
You're right. It's a ritual.
I took out the second guy. The second guy was pretty much dead. As I got him, I tried for like a minute and a half. People started walking all over me. People started walking all over him. So I did CPR for as long as I could until I felt like
it's a damn ritual. Wake
and I just went to go look for a security guard or medic, but that guy didn't respond
I'm with
at all.
you.
I'm pretty sure he was just dead already.
You call bullshit? I call bullshit too.
So traumatic, and you're describing such heroic behavior. Kaya, I know somebody came out. A stranger helped you get out once you fell to the ground, right?
You're awesome.
Yes, he did. He came out of nowhere and he just picked me up, but I'm thankful that he did.
And what was it like when you were on the ground trying to claw your way up? I heard descriptions that were absolutely harrowing.
It was like nothing I've ever felt before. You couldn't even feel anything because you were just in a panic. You knew that you had to get out, but it was how do you get out of a place
10 years old?
There's no way to get out.
Damn.
I'm a pretty
these little
tall
babies.
Girl,
they are
babies,
girl,
and it was hard for me to get out. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got out of there.
Well, Lucas, Kaya, thank you both so much for joining us. I know there's a lot of trauma to be healed. We hope you're both well, and take care.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robert.
I think allegedly the only part I go, and Kyle Jenner, unbelievable, will stand by him, of course. Yeah. Oh yeah, she'll stand by him. I mean, come on, he's a prize, ain't he? Boy, they picked the best ones, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, they picked the best. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to get past these without you having to hear the beep beep of a commercial, but it's not easy to do because some of them have so many commercials in the beginning. It's unbelievable.
Good afternoon, and there were other concerning moments just hours before things turned deadly.
KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold continues our team coverage with a look at those signs of trouble. Robert.
Yeah, police are still continuing to keep most of the streets around this part of NRG Park blocked off as this investigation is nowhere near complete. As we've been reporting before the sun even set on the first day of this festival, you had a security gate that was toppled and breached by some concert goers. Now, we're hearing from other concert goers
PTSD for everybody.
that they saw
Here, there's plenty of that
Travis
to go around.
Scott
Everybody's going to have it.
And that those signs of trouble were not relegated solely to that area in front of the main stage.
Like people couldn't breathe, started passing out around me. Travis didn't even start yet. People were passing out.
Yeah, I think it's bad for her brand. Honey, she didn't give a shit. She was with this guy from Square One. I don't know. She might dump him now, though. I mean, this is, you murdered people.
Until it got closer to the time Travis Scott was scheduled to come out.
There was a 30-minute countdown, and once it hit like 10 minutes, everyone started pushing, going crazy.
But even before Scott's performance, other concert goers in different parts of the venue say they were seeing trouble.
People packed in like a can of sardines, and the crowd will push forward, and then everyone gets mad and they push backwards. And it's just like it goes back and forth and back and forth.
This man spoke with KPRC2 over the phone and is a former firefighter from another state attending the concert with his sister. He says they were watching Don Tolliver's performance at a side stage, and he jumped in to help perform CPR on a woman who passed out. He said when on-site paramedics arrived, they put the woman on a backboard and tried to get her out of the crowd.
I'm yelling, don't drop her, don't drop her.
I'd run as fast as I could away from this son of a bitch. If she's smart at all, she'll get away from me.
The level of injuries, the number of people in that venue quickly overwhelmed the third-party vendors that were providing the security and the medical component.
Even though the festival takes place in the city, it's held on county property. So the Houston Fire Department only had a small number of people on scene because the county had a third-party vendor for medical support.
Now tell me these liability suits, there's going to be plenty to go around, because did you just hear that? They didn't have enough people to watch this already to make it safe. There was not enough LE there to make this safe to begin with. So those damn liability lawsuits are coming. Yeah, they're on their way.
It was HFD officials who sounded the alarm to get more help to NRG Park quickly. Head of the Firefighters Union, Marty Langton.
We've always said that there is absolutely a need to have Houston firefighters and paramedics at that event because it's a system.
Oh, hell yeah.
To ensure the
She's
system
been protected.
is
They're all protected
smooth.
for sure.
All of the concert goers that we spoke with say that it did, from their point of view, seem like the security staff, the medical staff that was on site did get overwhelmed at how quickly everything escalated inside NRG Park. We also heard from Chief Finner, who says that at this point now, they're going to be looking at everything, and that includes planning all the way down to the minute-by-minute decisions made as things started going south during this festival.
That's true. I wasn't even there, and it makes me scared to go anywhere, much less let my kids. I can only imagine what they feel. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what they feel. They're so PTSD'd out right now. And like I said, the ones that are waiting to identify their children. Yeah, that's right. The shootings are bad enough because once it starts, you can't stop. You can't stop it. But this could have been stopped. This could have been prevented. This could have been prevented. Like it never should have happened. But he wasn't about to stop it. I mean, he stopped that concert for maybe 3 seconds tops. He sure did. And that was it. I mean, he didn't stop it very long, but it should have been stopped. You're right. The signs were there. I mean, it was only obvious that this was going to go bad. You guys, it was only obvious this was going to go bad. But no, he wasn't about to stop it.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Travis Scott seen money to be made.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to first start by expressing my sincere condolences to the families of the victims. This is an unimaginable tragedy that they are experiencing. And it's because of that we're committed
lawsuits
to work
for everybody.
with our partners, the police department, and everybody else involved in ensuring that this is a complete and full investigation into the cause of this.
No, there weren't shootings here. I think she's talking about, a lot of times in other concerts they have shootings.
The permits that were issued and ensuring that the plan that was submitted was adhered to during the event. This is going to be part of the investigation. Our commitment is to ensure that we are turning every stone, as was mentioned here earlier by the mayor, to ensure that we get to the bottom of this issue. The Houston Fire Department, we had a very robust contingency and emergency response plan. The primary medical component was delivered by a third-party medical company for the venue. The security was the same. It was a third-party company that was delivering the security primarily for that venue. In spite of that, we did have units that were pre-positioned from the Houston Fire Department to ensure that we were monitoring the progress and the event.
See, look at these guys. They're trying to do damage control, and man, they're out in force, aren't they? We had plenty of security. No, the hell you didn't. If you had plenty of security, the shit wouldn't have ended the way it did. So no, you didn't. Thanks for trying to cover your ass, though. Here we go.
From the time, as Mayor mentioned, from the time that the incident started to escalate around 9:30, we requested additional resources to the scene to augment those that were already pre-positioned around that venue. And this is important. Even though the plan did not require for that, we had pre-positioned units around the venue in case this incident escalated. From the time that the mass casualty incident was declared to the first unit on scene was 2 minutes when we began to make patient contact. That is an incredible response, and look, that can't go unnoticed. As far as the planning, we here in the city of Houston take these events very seriously. Public safety is our primary concern. The mayor has tasked us with ensuring that we have the resources and the plans and the contingencies ready for these events. We've done these before. I believe we had a robust plan for a non-event. Certainly, the level of injuries, the number of people in that venue quickly overwhelmed the third-party vendors that were providing the security and the medical component. We quickly were able to respond. In regards to the layout, there is no occupancy permit for an outdoor event. Okay, what the calculation for the footprint that was going to be used
You're
for
welcome,
the event.
Mary. Thank you for being here.
We applied the assembly occupancy, the fire code assembly occupancy formula. They could have had over 200,000 people in this venue. Okay, that's just based on math. This venue was limited to 50,000 in that component.
Huh.
Part of when we have large events, one of the things that we consider is to ensure that the crowds are subdivided. They had 2 separate stages in 2 separate areas. That was part of the plan. We had inspectors to ensure that the means of egress, the doors in and out of that venue, were maintained open and unobstructed.
You know, I'm not defending this guy on any level. I do understand that he is way in over his head. Woo, way over. But in his defense a little bit, Travis Scott basically incited this riot. He's telling people, rush the stage, rush everyone, get to the front, knock over borders, get to me, get to the stage. I don't care what you got to do. Well, hell yeah, they're pushing forward and back. They're trying to rush the stage like he has told them to do. Okay, so this is not just a normal concert where you go and you listen, you're freaking happy as shit. No, he asked them to act the way they did. So, yeah, that's very hard on these guys trying to contain that. There's no way to contain it.
Okay. These injuries did not occur as people would try to exit the venue.
Yeah, I asked you about a half hour to come on stage.
By the fact that once the event was terminated,
no, don't. It's all right.
That event, that whole footprint was cleared out within the hour, 50,000. So the means of egress, okay, the exits, the doors were kept open, unobstructed. That was our assurance. What we're looking into is what caused the crowd surge, what led to the crowd surge, and those incidents.
What could have caused the crowd surge? Well, let me see. Travis Scott has went on social media and told you to try to get to the stage any way possible. Get through, get to the stage, don't care, come on up. That could have caused it. Just saying.
At the point of the where the concert was being at the stage. So again, our role in this is to participate with the police department. We are going to be looking at the films and the video as Chief Finner mentioned, and we're going to ensure that the items that should have been in place were in place, and that we learn from this event. Really quick, Mayor, the permits that were issued for this were for LPG, and we had inspectors there to monitor that. We had a permit for the pyrotechnics. Inspectors were on scene for that. We had a permit for tents.
Lip Locked, if you want to come up, I sent you an invitation right here. And come up on stage and talk to me if you'd like.
That were erected in the venue. We had inspectors for that. And we had inspectors for the permits for the means of egress, to maintain the means of egress. The doors in and that venue to be open and unobstructed, and we had inspectors for that. But again, we're going to be looking at the entire incident to ensure that that we're doing the right thing for these families. They deserve it. We owe it to them, and we're going to participate wholly. Thank you.
I think he feels worse than Travis Scott. This guy seemed like he sincerely felt bad. And I think he sincerely feels worse than Travis Scott. That apology was better than Travis Scott's apology. Okay? Because Travis Scott's apology was bullshit. Sorry. Not sorry. Doing whatever law enforcement wants me to do. Well, hopefully law enforcement wants you to go to jail.
Covering Astroworld just released a statement saying, quote, "Our hearts are with the Astroworld Festival family tonight, especially those we lost and their loved ones. We are..."
Let me address this comment real quick, Diamond Girl. Yes, he is known for pumping the crowd. This is not the first time he has incited a crowd. He did it recently when his McDonald's burger came out. Not only that, Diamond Girl, but he's been arrested for inciting a riot. Okay? He was arrested for inciting a riot. Matter of fact, let's pull that up real quick because he knew what he was doing. That's okay, Lip Lock. Just if you feel like dropping in, honey, come on, I'll make you some coffee. I see that my stuff is buffering too. It's like not feeling it. Yeah, he was arrested before.
Travis Scott is one of the guys who has...
Woohoo, we are buffering today, aren't we? Oh, it's going to come on, you guys.
Everything going for him right now in music. He's got an opening gig with Kendrick Lamar.
Big deal.
His shows are packed. He's got Kylie Jenner now.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something. This clip that I'm showing you right now is from years ago. It's not from today, you guys. So I don't want to mix you up. This clip is not from today. But has he been arrested for inciting a riot? Yes, he has. That's called a prior. Did you know this was going to happen? Yes, you did. Should you be arrested again? Hell yeah, you should. That's just how I feel. Let's see. This is showing you 3 years ago. He already got arrested for this shit before.
And then he got arrested. So the weekend did not go well for Mr. Scott. You would think, although we'll get into why he got arrested. We're going to show you why he got arrested. I think Travis will think this is a good thing. But he was playing a show in Arkansas, and this is just to give you a little idea of what the show is like, what a Travis Scott show is like. Check this out. Yeah, it's
very loud.
Insanity.
It is mass hysteria, and I mean mass, like en masse. Everyone is on the same exact whatever it is.
They're all smushed in there like sardines, I can tell you that.
And that's the problem, because they weren't, all those people weren't up there at the beginning of the
Ridiculous.
show. Travis, during the show, police say that he kept encouraging people to come down from their seats and pack in there. So as soon as the show was over.
Okay, I'm going to run this by you guys. This is crazy, but I'm going to run it by you. He was telling them, come forward, come forward, come forward. Pack the stage, come forward. Okay, he's telling them to do that. And when they did that, people died. Do you guys think there should be a manslaughter charge in here somewhere? Not just inciting a riot charge, but a manslaughter charge. Because people has lost their life after him giving direction on what to do, and it caused people to lose their life. That's called manslaughter. Okay? Do you think he should be arrested for manslaughter? Because I think, yeah, not just inciting a riot. Come on, your actions have caused this. And he can't say that he didn't know that it could happen because he was arrested for this shit 3 years ago. So he can't sit there and go, well, I didn't think anybody was going to get killed at my concert. I just wanted them to come closer. Yeah, come closer till they died. Involuntary manslaughter. Exactly. There it is. You asked them to come forward and they died for that. So I'm thinking maybe, yeah, involuntary manslaughter. Not just, everybody keeps saying, well, they should get him for inciting a riot. No, I think they should get him for murder, people. It's involuntary manslaughter because what he did caused this. And he did it with no care whatsoever about the people it was happening to. Okay, here we go.
He was arrested for inciting a riot, endangering the welfare of a minor, and disorderly conduct. And this, they said there was a security guard who got crushed because of the crowd.
See, somebody got crushed before. They got crushed before. And now you're going to act like you didn't know this was going to happen, Travis Scott? Hell yeah, you knew. You've been arrested for the same shit. That's like if I went out and stole your damn car and I went to jail for 3 years. And when I got out, I came back and I stole your damn car again. What? I'm not going to act like I don't know what the hell's going to happen to me next, because I know what's going to happen to me next because I've done this before. Travis Scott, you are not innocent. You knew goddamn well what was going to happen and you need to be in jail. All right. This is how I feel.
But this is the kind of thing we've been seeing from Travis Scott lately.
Right, Charles. What we're told is there was a general admission section and then the seated section, and the GA section wasn't filled to capacity. So he was telling everyone, come forward, come forward. And these are always just like mosh areas. These concerts are wild, and that's exactly what he was doing here.
He did.
And this time it got way out of hand.
But was it not filled because he didn't sell out the tickets, or was it not filled because he felt like the general admission tickets, there weren't enough sold, so it didn't look as full?
Well, either way,
that's unclear. I know this has been a really successful tour for him so far.
I was going to say, there's no way in Arkansas I would think that would sell out.
And remember, we saw this on the heels of last week or 2 weeks ago. He was in New York City telling people to jump off a balcony.
And the kid did, and it was a high balcony.
And they did it, and one kid got injured. But this is what Travis Scott does. And look, his fans love it. So is this just sort of the price of doing business for Travis Scott?
So if I tell you, jump off a balcony, bum rush the stage, and you get injured, Am I responsible? Alec Baldwin says the person that handed him the gun's responsible. Right. So I'm going to go with, if I tell you to jump, all right, and you dump and you break your legs and arms, I'm thinking I should be the one to buy you the wheelchair at least. Goddamn, you knew they were going to get hurt. Okay? Even though they jumped because you told them to, you knew damn well they were going to get hurt. So Travis Scott, I think, has a lot of responsibility on this. A lot. You've incited a riot, but you've killed people now. Now it's called manslaughter.
Your fault if you're a thoughtful adult, because these are all adults at his concert. I mean, mostly. And if they do what he's asked, if he's inciting them to do it and they do it, is it Travis's fault or is it the person's fault?
Well, he got cited. These are criminal charges. I mean, they're all misdemeanors, so it's not going to be a serious thing for him. What he does open himself up to are lawsuits. The security guard who was injured, those people could certainly file lawsuits. And then you got to deal with that. But again, maybe
he knew they were going to follow what he said.
Travis Scott, and those are the kind of shows you want to do.
Kind of antics. But if you're the security,
then you have a little war chest where you say, all right, I'll pay a couple tickets, I'll pay a couple lawsuits, and everybody.
I'll tell you one thing he won't be able to do. He's not buying this off. And that's exactly what he did last time. He went to jail, he bought it off, and everybody was supposed to forget about it because it was funny. Okay, I incited a riot. Oh, that's freaking hilarious. Okay, how is it now? It's not funny now. Okay.
Everybody will have a good time because they keep coming out and they keep doing. He's kind of like, he's the new Simon. Simon Says.
Oh my God.
Simon Says. Travis says,
hell yeah, he's dust. He's dust in the wind. That's for sure.
Everybody rush the stage and pack in here and crush everyone in front of you. And they do it.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking too. I'm glad you got to that joke before me.
Hey, this is Mel's checking in from Texas, and all I know is after seeing that video, I'm buying a ticket to the Travis Scott show. I want in on
Go ahead, buddy.
Because that looks like fun.
Yeah, you need to be in on the next one.
If you're a fan, you can't get upset.
Kyle's attorneys are all on this. Damage control for her. Hell yeah. They're scrambling. You can tell because everyone is real quiet, working hard behind the scenes. Oh yeah, they're quiet right now. Because, man, they are trying to do mop up like a sumbitch. They're trying to distance themselves from Travis Scott at this very moment.
You got to be an adult here and not jump off balconies, okay? I mean, but...
So what's the limit? So charging the stage with, but not jumping off balconies?
Yes, I'm with charging stages. At least it's not knocking people over and stomping on people. But jumping off balconies is a little bit risky.
I'm wondering if this guy was at the concert yesterday. You know, makes me wonder, was he at the concert yesterday? Because maybe he should have been if he thought that was cool.
Focused on supporting local officials however we can. With that in mind, the festival will no longer be held on Saturday. As authorities mentioned in their press conference earlier, they are looking into the series of cardiac arrests that took place. If you have relevant information on this, please reach out to Houston Police. Thank you to our partners at the Houston Police Department.
Yeah, even if he didn't think someone would die, it's his fault for continuing on after he knew someone was down. Because obviously they told him someone is dead down there. He knew that. He stopped for what, like 3 freaking minutes? And then he went, oh shit, I'm losing money. Let's get the concert going again, right? He didn't stop for any amount of time, and he knew somebody was dead down there. Manslaughter. I'm going to go with manslaughter. Hell yeah, why not?
Fire Department and Energy Park for their response and support.
Hell yeah, he's an ass.
A lot of parents were concerned as you send your child out to a concert like this. And so obviously they were relieved when they were able to get those kids back. Mario Diaz is now with a mother and daughter who were at that concert. That's one way to make sure that you can have a better control of what's going on. You go to the concert with your child, and that's what happened in this case. Mario?
Oh, well, Canberra, let me clarify that for a quick moment. It was a young man and his mother, and like so many other cases of a child going to a concert with a concerned parent, stop the show? Did they give an indication as to why they were stopping it?
Yeah, they didn't stop the show for like the whole set. They stopped it for a brief second to get paramedics or security to get to people that were hurt.
Okay.
And then they continued.
The show continued after that?
Yes.
And you wake up this morning and you see the headlines, your reaction?
It's scary.
I'm sorry.
What was your reaction when you saw everything?
I was a little...
Okay, I gotta just say, I'm sorry, you guys. Here is some words of advice to other creators. Don't drink a bunch of tea and go live. I'm so sorry. I had to go for just a second, and I guess my damn sound went off. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's back on now.
A little nervous because his phone had died and I couldn't reach him. So I started texting his friends, to make sure he's okay, and stayed up and walked around until I had him in my presence. And then once I had him, then, we went to bed after that. Didn't hear about the news until this morning.
This was supposed to be a great night.
For sure. One of his best times, supposed to be.
Awesome.
And when you see
Thank
what
you.
happened,
Thank you. I'm sorry.
And the headlines of this morning?
It was devastating. I was super nervous that it could have been him.
I see a beautiful lady coming.
I worry about him a lot, but circumstances
Hi,
like
beautiful.
this proves to be the reason why.
Let me stop just a
Hello,
second.
gorgeous. Hi,
Guys,
gorgeous.
Hi, beautiful. This is my buddy, Lip Lock No More. And she is not. She went out the window, girls. She says what she wants. Good to have you, Lindy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, now, honey, what happens often when I come up on a panel on Restream, several minutes into it, it loses my audio, and I can't figure out why. But you were so kind to invite me. I'd like to hang out with you a little bit.
Oh, sure. Hey, come on, stay until it blacks us both out. Because mine will do it too.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn this little clip back
okay.
on.
Well, I'm just going to hang here.
Sure. Hey, come on.
Okay.
It's easy to understand why anybody would be concerned after seeing something like this that took place in our backyard overnight. A couple of additional thoughts here in talking with Jordan and the takeaway that we had there. You heard him indicate that he was in the back. He saw and sensed the push up towards the front of the stage there. He himself at that point kind of said it was dangerous. He wanted to stay back. It was a flat ground. There was no really elevated seats at all. It was completely flat. I'm sure that's going to be one aspect of the investigation they're going to be examining. Also, they're going to be looking at the bullpens here. If you've been to a concert before, you have noticed in recent years, the stages that will go through the middle of the crowd. You'll have bullpens, and usually those bullpens will be about 8 to 10 feet away from the stage for two reasons: to protect the artist, but at the same time to be able to pluck someone out very quickly from the crowd if they notice they have dangers within the concert. You heard that there have been 256 security personnel at this concert. A lot of times those security personnel are staged right in front of the stage. You have about 8 of them in one portion, or more I should say, but they're about 8 to 10 feet apart, and they're looking while the artist is enjoying playing and the crowd's enjoying. They're looking to see where there is any potential danger. They're going to examine the video from last night's concert. They're going to examine the layout of the stage to see exactly what type of preventative features they had in place to pluck people out if they had to. Again, this was a situation in which they had to go in to the concert itself, security, as well as medical personnel, to try and pluck people out. Another telling tale will be, as you heard from Jordan there, say the concert continued. So they're going to examine the communication between the promoter of the concert, those who are actually putting on the show, because you have to keep in mind there is a group, a team that is helping with the lighting, with the sound. They're going to have to see what kind of transmissions are going on between them during the course of this investigation to see how they were informed of anything, whether or not there was any information that was passed along. But obviously the key thing here is going to be examining all of the layouts as well as the videos that they have in place. There's plenty of those. And we have heard, obviously, from statements from HPD Chief Troy Finner that...
I'm just going to break in here real quick, you guys, and say that these guys are all doing damage control right now. I mean, they're all going to have to. This was humongous, okay? And bye, Diamond Girl. She has to leave. And also, Crime Fighter is saying Lip Lock No More is a great creator. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. And I would love you guys to subscribe to this beautiful lady, because we want to get her some thumbs up and subscribers going so we can do some more specials together. I'd love to do some more lives with her. It's fun to have her here. So thanks for being here, darling.
Oh, you're going to make me bawl. You know, I can bawl so easily.
You know what?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel honored. I truly do. I was glancing here while we were listening at the article in today's Arkansas Democrat Gazette that I mentioned my hubby had brought me, because when I went over to your channel and we were having our dinner, he overheard what you were discussing. And he was like, I said, and there's an article on the front page, and you were talking about damage control. And looky here, I don't want to overtake your program, but looky here. No. Says, this is a quote. It may well be that this tragedy is the result of unpredictable events of circumstances coming together that could possibly have been avoided. That is from the county judge, Hidalgo, Hidalgo, the Harris County top elected official. Okay. Could not possibly have been avoided.
I'm thinking avoided.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I'm pretty dang sure avoided could have been happened here. I mean, you know, I've been to plenty of concerts, and concerts are intense enough without being incited by the performer on stage. And as I mentioned, baby, in your chat, I didn't know anything about this till I turned on your show. So I'm speaking from an uninformed point of view. Other than if this young man or this person, what's his name? Travis Scott. If he was literally inciting the people to push up to the stage. Oh my gosh.
Well, he's been arrested 3 years ago for inciting a riot, because this shit happened at another one of his concerts, but nobody died. So he did a little time and got off and he bought everybody off. But he knew this could happen. And he hired these bodyguards. And then if they tried to help people or get them back away from the stage, he started yelling at them and said, "Leave my fans alone." Well, shit, you're an idiot, you know? You know these people can die if they get bum rushed to that stage. I can't believe he's done this. And he knew, because he was arrested for it 3 years ago. So he knew it could happen. Don't play like you didn't know. He stopped his concert for 3 minutes when he seen one dead body down there and continued. He did not stop his concert and let them pick up the bodies that he knew were down there and were dead. He did not stop it and let them pick them up. He said, well, let's carry on. We already know what we're here for, the concert. And he started that goddamn concert back up, and 7 more people were killed, Liplock. I can't believe this bastard. He's too much.
Oh my God.
This sumbitch is too much.
Oh my fuck. Oh.
Yep, exactly.
I'm sorry. I use the F word a lot, honey. I'm sorry.
Oh, I do every other.
Oh my.
Because he's fucking crazy. Are you stupid that you thought this wasn't going to do this again? No, you knew. You knew. You didn't care. There was money to be made, and you did not care about these kids. And they were too goddamn young to be there. 10-year-old died, Liplock. A 10-year-old died.
Did I hear a 10-year-old?
A 10-year-old.
No.
And it
See,
just
our paper, oh my God. Okay. It was a tragic night, according to the fire chief. In our paper, the dead ranged in age from 14 to 27. So now we also have a 10-year-old?
Yes, we do. It just got reported this morning. But what's a goddamn 14-year-old doing in this melee of bullshit? They're all babies.
What kind of music is this? What kind of music is it?
Oh, it's rap music.
What?
But they had nobody that was regulating the age of the kids that could go to this. I mean, it should have been 18 or over. And no, there's 10-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. The parents are hysterical right now. The parents are missing children.
Well, and
right now.
I don't know. I don't know if this will show up.
Oh,
this is a picture. I'm trying to get it. Okay. But the picture, the crowd is insane.
Yeah.
That's a picture.
No, it was completely nutty. It was completely nutty. I could tell you right now that it was crazy central in there.
Now,
I got to turn that off.
When I was coming up, sweetie, I was overhearing what you were saying. They were saying something about Arkansas. So, what was that?
I think somebody in my crowd. I think somebody in my crowd is from Arkansas, and they were saying that wouldn't happen there or something. Somebody in my comments.
Well,
said
I am, but I thought I heard some.
No, somebody else said something.
Well, that was me.
Okay.
Well, the footage you were playing while I was bringing my phone in and plugging it in and, kind of getting comfy here, the footage you were playing, they were actually saying something about Arkansas in that footage.
Oh, okay.
And I missed it. And I don't want to ask you to replay it.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't want to make it.
Oh, wait, we just got an answer. Here, we got an answer, honey. Here it is. The first one was in Arkansas. His concert that he incited the riot was in Arkansas. His first arrest, this is according to, and she knows, the first arrest was in Arkansas. Because True Crime Insanity knows. And she says the first arrest was in Arkansas. So he got arrested in Arkansas for inciting a riot 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago.
Oh,
and look
my
at it.
word.
Is this crazy or what? Look at this place. 8 dead. Hundreds.
Well, see, now, honey, I don't know. All I can see is me. I don't know how to see anything else.
Oh.
I'm such a techno dummy. How do I see what you're actually showing?
Oh, I wouldn't know unless I was there looking at your keyboard. Girl.
Okay.
We are at the same level me and you.
If I go away, it's because...
Oh, geez. Oh, we're so funny. Is the blind leading the blind here, baby?
Okay. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll watch the replay. I'll watch the replay. Because all I see is just me sitting here and I hear you. So I can't even see chat.
Oh my goodness. You are
going to have to. Let me touch.
You're going to have to watch it later.
I will. I bet your audience is just like, oh my God, who is this nut she's got on here?
Oh no, my audience would love you. That's why I brought you up. I would like them to know more about your channel. So I thought if I bring her up here, I could talk to them about her channel a little bit and let them go look at a neat channel.
I can't remember how I came to your channel. I honestly don't.
I think it was I know what it was. I remember, honey, it was the Donald Wells. When I said I was talking about Donald Wells. And then the other one was the laundry's attorney pissed me off. Remember Bertolino? That was my other live. It pissed me off.
Oh my. Yes. And you are so awesome live, honey.
Thank you.
I love your channel. I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have fun here. They have to be crazy. I tell them when they come in, you got to be crazy like me, and they are. But you got to have fun.
Isn't it kind of neat how yeah. I've done a couple of little comedy sticks on my channel just to make fun of trolls or something silly like that,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a mean street to walk for an innocent such as myself.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
But once you kind of start getting the hang of it, yeah, and then your audience finds you, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of hit a little stride and
let me tell you what I
find
do.
your little
beautiful lippy, my little lippy cutie.
Okay.
You know what I do is when I'm bored and I want to talk, I get on here and find some friends. That's what I do. I don't even run it as a business, honey. I get bored and I was like, hey, I want to talk to somebody about this case. And I get on here and I talk to everybody about the case. And it's fun.
There honestly, there have been a couple of times where in the middle of the night, are we losing my audio?
Just a little tiny bit, not bad.
See, I'm starting to get those yellow. See, this is what happens, honey, every time. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to have to back out because it happens every time.
That's okay, honey. I just wanted to bring you on and let people see who you were. I want to get your name out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Okay. Thank you for being here. That's great. And here's another friend that says, that's my goal, is making friends to talk to. Well, you got some true crime. You got us crazies over here. I'm going to start this over real quick. And I'm actually going to put volume to it.
Live here on KPRC2.
Mayor Turner and Judge Hidalgo among those who spoke. KPRC2's Bill Barras live near NRG Park to begin our team coverage. Bill?
Well, a lot of new information and some disturbing new details involving a security guard that may have been drugged using a syringe. All
there you go, Tanya.
Press conference that was held in the parking lot of the Wyndham, which is just across NRG. I heard you guys mention hospitalizations. They were updating us today, authorities, where they tell us 25 people were taken to the hospital, including those 8 victims that died. 13 remain there tonight. What was supposed to be a night to remember quickly turned tragic.
Jeez, all these people.
Loud music and big crowds gave way to panic, flashing lights, hospitalizations, and 8 deaths. City officials saying the victims range in age from 14 to 27.
6 of the 8 family members have been notified. And we know that at least 1 is outside of Houston, Harris County, reside outside of Houston, Harris County.
Their cause of death unknown at this time.
All right, you guys, I'm having computer problems and I hate this, but I'm going to have to end my stream.
I will tell
I'm thinking this is not going to stop.
That some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer.
There he goes.
According to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious.
Hey, I heard you had some weirdo lady.
They administered Narcan.
It's so funny.
Added that several doses of Narcan
I love having you here.
Last night. Narcan is commonly used to treat a drug overdose in an emergency situation. The reports of victims coming in around 9:30. The event, according to authorities, was canceled and cleared by 10:10.
From the time that the mass casualty incident was declared to the first unit on scene was 2 minutes.
Wow.
When we began to make patient contact. That is an incredible response.
And we want to give you new information as well regarding security. As you well know, about 50,000 people were in attendance taking in Astroworld. HPD tells us they had about 528 officers here, and 755 were private security officers provided by Astroworld, the venue, Live Nation. Now, we are told that Live Nation and Travis Scott are cooperating with this investigation authority.
Well, you guys, of course, Travis Scott is cooperating. What's he gonna do?
How much do you have?
You know, what's he gonna do? I mean, it's his only option is to cooperate. I mean, he's in big trouble and he knows it. But Travis Scott needs to own up, not just cooperate. Okay, and we'll see how he's gonna own up.
And you move with one. It becomes like an organism.
They all sneaking in, they trampled everything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the one that broke the gate, right? And there's kids buried under the
So
gate.
I remember me, him, and a couple other our friends. We were just hanging on to each other because once you get separated, it's
lost.
It's lost.
I had to. When he falls, I would come back to pick him up. Yeah. If I would fall, he'd come back and pick me up. It's not a one-man show. It's really everybody.
You were hanging on to each other because if you let go, you.
Thank you for
let
sharing.
go, it's like because you could easily
Thank you,
drift
honey.
apart.
I love
it's
you
like
being
in
here.
water. It's weird. You literally just drift apart in the crowd. And I end up in the middle of the crowd.
Thank you.
And mind you, us four,
I
we
love
stay here
Chloe
together.
Smith.
We were
Too
separated
cute.
the whole day. And I ended up seeing this guy in the middle. And while I was in the middle, obviously everybody's opening up mosh pits. We're having a good time. But there's a lot of people that...
So, question, does Narcan work for several drugs like unknown substances? I'm not sure. Do you guys, any of you got an answer to that?
People that
Let us know if you do.
That was being held together by people.
I'm not sure.
Because in the pit was people that fell. So they were standing together to help the people get up.
Oh.
And I witnessed somebody unconscious struggling to get out. Like their friends were trying to get him out, and just people weren't caring enough to make a path. So as I'm a 400-pound guy, so I jump in because that's just my instinct, and I just make a path for him. And on my way back to the middle,
revive from other
I meet
ones
a girl
too.
that's hyperventilating. So it said, I couldn't tell her, hey, calm down. I immediately just grab her, and I'm rushing back. And, closer to the VIP section, that's when EMS was doing what they were doing.
Thank you, sweetie. You're welcome to come back anytime.
It's a struggle because it's not you and a clear path. It's you and then the person next to you wanting to have fun.
I thought it was for heroin too, but it's for other drugs too, I think.
And it's everybody for themselves where if I see that you're saying, oh, I want to leave, I'm having a panic attack. Yeah. I'm saying, back up.
People wait for you to
for
just look
opioids.
concerned to do something. Right. When you should just take their word seriously. Not for nothing. It is a fun event, but there's just people that careless people that just come and ruin it.
That's Well, in the front, there was definitely a lot of jumping. If you didn't jump, you were going to fall. And you would get trampled on, definitely.
So the crowd's
pushing. Yeah, the crowd's pushing back and forth. You needed to, if you were even a little bit tired, you were going to fall. It was just too insane.
So you tried to get your buddy.
Yeah, so my buddy was.
Well, there was one security officer that someone stuck in the neck, poked him in the neck, and they drugged him, and he passed out, and they had to come in and revive him. Now, the security officer is the one that I knew that got drugged. There's probably more that I don't know about, though, but he's the one that I know about.
Was there, and he was already passing out. I saw him, I noticed him on someone's back, and then right away he said that he wanted to go, and I just helped him out right away.
Was he passing out from people pushing him forward?
He just looked very tired. I think it was from people because it was too much pressure. You barely had breathing space.
At these festivals, when you're up there, they have hydration stations.
Yeah.
You fill up your Camelback, but when you're up there for hours and you run out of water, that walk back is a fight.
Yeah.
Having you all here makes me appreciate.
Okay, this is going to be my recount of Astroworld and the tragedy that happened, because I've been seeing a lot of videos on my For You page about people that didn't go, reporting on the news, that they read from the news, and all this stuff, and all of this.
Narcan is an upper of your down. It'll pick you up, wake you up, keep you alive. Okay. So it's a jump start for the heart is what it's doing.
It's different when you see it with your own two eyes. I saw people dying right in front of my eyes. So a lot more went into everything that happened than just a crowd surge. Yes, the crowd surge played a big part in it, but you had people.
I don't think so. I think it'll still work.
The stage design was bad. The barricade design was bad, and you had all this crazy stuff happening. Everybody was packed in between the sound booth and the main stage because the sound booth was so big that if you stood behind it, you couldn't see the.
Mary, I think the thing is the EMTs knew what he was fading from. There's indications on what you're fading from when they get there, and I think they probably checked him and noticed that that is what he needed to revive him.
The show, so everybody was in front of that, and that compacted the crowd, made it crazier. Not to mention people sneaking in. I probably saw 2,000 people sneak in with my as I was waiting for merch at 9:30 in the morning.
Oh my God!
Like you have people, like you had security being dickheads all day, just tasing kids for fun, refusing to pull people out of the crowd unless they were quote unquote unconscious or dying, which led to people going unconscious or dying. You had medical personnel who were not like trained or like prepared for what they were getting themselves into. There was reports of medical staff.
Are you guys listening to this? Because there are going to be enough liability lawsuits to fill the Pentagon on this one.
When they got to the scene of a body freezing up like deer in the headlights and not doing anything, you had there's a medical staff that had a seizure carrying somebody out of the crowd, and then
it's gonna be for everybody.
That person's life was in the crowd's hands. They didn't have enough equipment. They didn't have enough Narcan for overdoses. They didn't have enough defibrillators for heart attack patients.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't have enough ambulance carts to get to people that needed help. So a lot of the times you had people in the crowd doing medical procedures on other people in the crowd.
Oh my God!
I can name 2 specific instances when I had to open up a mosh pit solely to let an ambulance cart come through, and then another to get to a body, and then another time when I had to open up a mosh pit literally around a corpse.
Oh my God!
From the crowd, perform CPR on them. Like this was no like. People came thinking it was like, oh, it's a music festival, Bad Bunny's there. No, like that festival is known for its brutality and physicality, and it is it's just sad to see this is the recount of Astroworld.
I want to hear a little bit of him again because boy, he's got a lot of information here.
I've been seeing a lot of videos on my For You page about people that didn't go, reporting on the news, like that they read from the news, and all this stuff, and all of this, like. And then something just doesn't sit right with me, like having somebody, they didn't go, but they're reporting on it. You know, like it's different when you see it with your own 2 eyes. Like I saw people dying right in front of my eyes. So a lot more went into everything that happened than just a crowd surge. Yes, the crowd surge played a big part in it, but you had people like the stage design was bad, the barricade design was bad, and you had like all this crazy stuff happening. Like everybody was packed in between the sound booth and the main stage because the sound booth was so big that if you stood behind it, you couldn't see the show. So everybody was in front of that, and that compacted the crowd, made it crazier. Not to mention people sneaking in. I probably saw 2,000 people sneak in with my as I was waiting for merch at 9:30 in the morning. Like you have.
You know what? If all of these people are sneaking in, there was no safety precautions put in place for this amount of people. I have a feeling that there was way too many people there because the officer, the LE, is saying, yeah, we had a small amount in there, but not enough for this many people. So I got a feeling they had no idea there was going to be this many people at this concert, you know, because it is just too crazy.
You have people, like you had security being dickheads all day, just tasing kids for fun, refusing to pull people out of the crowd unless they were quote unquote unconscious or dying, which led to people going unconscious or dying. You had medical personnel who were not like trained or like prepared for what they were getting themselves into. There was reports of medical staff when they got to the scene of a body freezing up like deer in the headlights and not doing anything. You had medical. There's a medical staff that had a seizure carrying somebody out of the crowd, and then that person's life was in the crowd's hands. The medical, they didn't have enough equipment. They didn't have enough Narcan for overdoses. They didn't have enough defibrillators for heart attack patients. Like, they didn't have enough ambulance carts to get to people that needed help. So a lot of the times you had people in the crowd doing medical procedures on other people in the crowd. I can name 2 specific instances when I had to open up a mosh pit solely to let an ambulance cart come through, and then another to get to a body.
This is crazy. He's telling you where all the liabilities are going to lay later. There's going to be a lot of them. Okay, this is True Crime Insanity. I see you in... Oh, okay. She's talking to Little Lock. I stay pretty quiet most of the time, but True Crime has made me feel comfortable enough to chat. Oh, honey, yes, you should be chatting. You're very, very good at chatting. And I'll tell you what I'll do right now. I'm going to paste you a linky link. True Crime Insanity, if you'd like to come up and join me, there's your link, honey. I'd love to see you.
And then another time when I had to open up a mosh pit literally around a corpse.
Oh my God.
From the crowd perform CPR on them. Like, this was no, like, people came thinking it was like, oh, it's a music festival, Bad Bunny's there. No, like, that festival is known for its brutality and physicality, and it's just sad to see this is the result.
Yeah, this is horrible, you guys. This guy, he gave a lot more information than the other ones did, but this is horrible. And he's telling you, he's seen these people bum rush the stage. He's seen these people bum rush the event. They weren't even supposed to be in there. They weren't even supposed to be in the event. Let's take a look at some of these crowds that he's talking about. Let me see if I can get you on here without a bunch of ads. No, I can't. Well, we'll just go through the ads then. I hate all these ads. I don't want you guys to be having to watch ads. But you know what? What can we do, guys? What can we do?
Welcome back this morning. We continue with breaking news coverage. If you're just waking up and you haven't watched any of the reports, we know that at least 8 people are dead and hundreds others hurt during opening night of rapper Travis Scott's Astroworld Fest last night at NRG. And before last night's deadly incident, there was another moment of chaos at the festival.
We want to go now to KKC.
My pointer is going out on me, guys.
Who is
not wanting to work with me here.
Tracking that angle of the story. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. We're just trying to piece this together through social media posts. As we showed that video all day yesterday, you had dozens of people much earlier in the day break through security barriers to bypass the main checkpoints to surge into the Astroworld Festival. You had some people that were detained and arrested, but many more were able to get into the crowd. You saw a massive crowd around that stage when Travis Scott first came in. There's so many posts on social media showing that, and people surging forward, people jumping, people chanting, everything as that concert was starting. A lot of people are posting on social media that as the crowd started surging forward, not everybody knew what was going on. Now seeing posts from entertainers and people who were in the crowd showing the paramedics rushing in, trying to perform CPR on some people, a general mass confusion.
You guys, take a look at this. Oh my God. How would anybody not get injured in this type of thing that they've got going on here? I would have been shocked if they would have came through this and not got injured. Because look at this. I know damn well there was way too many people there. I know there was more people there than what they expected or what they could handle. Do you know how much law enforcement you would need to police this type of venue? Look at how many people is there. There's no way. They just didn't expect it to go that big. And then when it did, it got crazy. Oh, before I start it again, I'd like to ask you guys to like, thumbs up, and subscribe, because YouTube algorithm is not picking me up because I'm not getting enough subscriptions and thumbs up. So if you could do me a favor and give them thumbs up and subscribe, because I love all you guys. I'm so glad to have you here.
As everybody was rushing towards the stage. This is reminiscent of what happened at a Who concert in 1979 when people were trying to get into a concert hall and started pushing towards the door. You have these people at the front, you have these people at the back. Everybody's surging forward. The people in the back don't realize these people in the front are being trampled, and it's just the domino effect that keeps going. You have so many people on here describing how they tried to stop, how they dragged this person away. They tried to yell for people to stop moving forward, and it just took too long. Too much commotion, too much confusion, too much noise, and it took too long to get the crowd to stop before these 8 people had been trampled and several other people were injured. But as I say, just now starting to piece together the events of that.
Me too. I'll go down there with you, Mary.
Social media posts
don't you hurt them horses.
Hour after hour on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, through all of this, people asking for prayers, people saying this is what it was like, putting their descriptions in about how they tried to save friends, they tried to drag people out.
I can't even imagine.
It was just a mass confusion. It was a huge crowd. It was a tremendous amount of excitement and aggression, and everybody just surged forward, and it all culminated with these deaths and injuries. But as soon as we have more information, more specifics on a timeline, we will keep updating our story. Back to you guys.
Yeah, definitely heartbreaking to hear the friends trying to.
Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. This is when he took the stage. Well, first we're going to go through an ad, and then we'll see when he took the stage. I think when he took the stage, it got unbelievable. Crazy then. This is when he took the stage, you guys.
Things got off to a hectic start at Astroworld Festival this morning when fans stampeded through the entrance, ripping down
barricades. It's a freaking stampede. Yes, it is.
So it's no surprise that tonight NRG Park is jam-packed.
Thousands of fans are there to enjoy the games, carnival rides, and of course, the music, especially the headliner and creator of the event, Travis Scott. Our Zach Tautari is there with how the first night of the 2-day event is going. Zach.
Just when you think this festival can't get any bigger, it takes things to another level.
I'm wondering, is this before it happened? Let's find out.
That's what Astroworld is all about. From the music to the festivities, fans say they're getting everything they expected and then some. This world is like walking into another world. Travis Scott is the go. Astroworld, Houston native Travis Scott's fantasy.
What's this, bro?
Come to life. From the carnival to the music to fashion that speaks volumes on its own.
I definitely wanted to stand out without doing like too much. I don't know. Y'all tell me if this is too much.
A Ferris wheel, games, and huge lines.
I'm pretty sure everyone in this line expected it to be.
Set the stage for the performances that headline their tickets.
I'm super excited for SZA.
Festival goers like Jasmine Barajas.
That's when it should have been stopped, yeah.
Astroworlds.
Just for the atmosphere.
She's proud that Scott brought the event to his hometown, which has had charitable events in the week leading up to the festival.
He's done so much, and especially for the community.
And to have Astroworld back this year after it was postponed because of COVID in 2020 is a dream come true for these fans.
Be in this environment again, it's been hard, just like being stuck in the house.
An experience summed up in words.
Unforgettable. That's definitely the best word I could put is unforgettable.
And Astroworld continues tomorrow. These fans seemingly can't get enough.
Oh, I bet they can.
An estimated 50,000 people.
Look at that, you guys.
Into that space outside NRG. A festival attendee
it was waiting to happen.
Crowd is why there was so much chaos and confusion. Melissa Correa has his account of what happened.
Astroworld was Reese Bluda's first music festival. You see him standing there with friends in that orange sweatshirt. He's 6'2", and he says his size is why he was able to work his way closer to the stage as the night went on. This is his cell phone video. You can see Reese is not far from the stage, but look at just how many people are crammed in there.
Jiminy
Listen,
crickets.
as
Look
he
at that.
describes the crowd of thousands essentially becoming like water when Travis Scott took the stage.
literally the crowd becomes a fluid essentially.
I imagine he's got more enemies than fans at this point.
The people at the gates, they don't even
And
know
that's
if
just
they push
parents
back.
alone
Just
that probably
kinda, like,
want him
float.
dead.
It's almost like a wave, but an uncontrolled wave. You're not actually standing on the ground. You're just standing on other people's shoes.
Like a can of sardines.
God dang,
Ray
look
says
at that.
people were so crammed in that you could not push back. Says the crowd became even more chaotic once the performer Drake joined Travis.
You know what else gets me about this? Is they have this carnival atmosphere. So what is that going to draw in? Your younger people. Okay? He's got that damn carnival atmosphere, so he's drawing in these kids. He's not just drawing in people over 18 that he should be getting. He's drawing in these kids with this carnival atmosphere. But they're still kids, okay? I mean, they're like they look like little kids going to a carnival, you know? And so with that atmosphere, he attracted a lot of very, very young people, probably way too young to be there, especially packing them in like that.
Got on stage for a performance. Said people were screaming for the concert to stop.
I mean, I'm around people, they're yelling, "Stop the show," chant. People were chanting, "Help, stop the show." And that's when I was like, dude. And then he stopped for a second. And he said, "What?" And then he looked over on one side. He told them, like, "Hey, get her up, get her up."
See, he stopped because they said there's a dead person laying down here. There's a dead person right here. So he stopped. Yeah, he did stop. And he seen her. And he basically said, get her out of here. Yeah, get the dead person out of here so I can continue my concert. Get her out of here. That's basically what he said. Yeah, I see her. So he's acknowledging that he sees this injury already resulting in death at his concert. And instead of stopping it and saying, hey, let's get a little safer here before that happens to anybody, or maybe stop it completely, we've got a death here, damn. No, he doesn't stop it. He says, that's not what we're here for. We're here for the show. So let's get this dead body out of here so that I can keep going. What a freaking idiot. That is just, I don't know. That is so stupid to me.
Videos on social media show what happened next. The concert continued until it became more evident that hundreds of people were in physical danger. Some of those viral videos even show first responders struggling to reach people hurt.
And all he said was, get her up. Yeah.
Hey, Dad, I'm working.
Basically,
you can't
that's...
talk to your dad and work at the same time, huh?
Uh-oh. Skip ad. I'm going to go to another survivor here because these are the ones that are just...
I just wanted to talk about Astroworld and what happened because I feel like
unbelievable.
It's pretty like bad, and I think there should be some coverage on it. Okay, I got there probably around 1. Like I was finally like...
I mean, look at this girl. This is somebody's kid, you guys. Somebody's kid. And you know, if I was a parent and I seen that news blip a while ago where he said, oh, they like this carnival like, well, I would think, hey, these kids, it's okay for them to go to this concert. Look, it looks like a little carnival type thing. I'm sure it's for younger kids. So I guess it would be all right if they went to this concert. Because as adults, we don't know what the hell he's doing there. We don't know what goes on there. So if we see this carnival-like atmosphere as an adult, we think it's safe for our kid to be there. I'm seeing security guards in a carnival. Why can't my kid go there? It looks like a safe place. Let him go watch this little concert thing. I'm sure he's going to be happy about it. So it duped the moms and dads too. The adults were duped into beginning to believe that this was a safe environment because they're seeing a carnival. They're not seeing the shit that's going on later. Same with these kids. They're being drawn in younger and younger because it's a carnival-like atmosphere. You know what this reminds me of? The Circus in Vegas. I don't know. It just does. And I don't know why. It's because I see a lot of little kids that probably shouldn't be there. But that's their draw, see?
Went through all the lines and the security and all that shit to like get into the festival. I like to point out that they were not like, they didn't care about COVID like you literally just showed them and they would like glance at it and you could go in. Like,
Yeah,
you could
most
literally
parents
show
don't know.
any type of verification that you didn't have COVID, and like it could be fake and they wouldn't even know. At one point, they stopped scanning wristbands too, because like this they would scan, but they just started telling people to raise their hand up and like walk through. So that's also another thing. But when I got into the festival, I immediately said to my boyfriend, I was like, there's way too many people here. Like, this is about to be completely flooded, packed with people. For most of the festival, I will say that I was in line for literally this for 4 hours. So I'm just going to talk about, I only saw SZA perform and I saw Travis perform. This is the lineup. So I got out of line around 7:30 and saw Travis at 8:45. So the first performance I saw was SZA, and hers was super chill. I was just in the back, and she's a chill artist, so I really wasn't expecting people to be like going crazy. But literally, the first like crazy thing I saw, I guess, was the dude to like my left just dropped dead to the floor, like
Oh my
passed out.
God.
Full body weight, just down
She's
on the
seen
ground.
that. That's so sad.
And then like, yeah. He was fine though. He got up and his girlfriend was just like, what the fuck just happened? And they kind of just walked away. But that was the first kind of like, okay. And it is a festival, so I understand like people are like, you know, smoking, drinking, taking stuff. Like I understand that, but like it's kind of just odd to like see, you know, that shit in front of you.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. We leave SZA to go start getting close for Travis, and we decide to get food. So as we're getting food, the timer for Travis to come on comes on his set, and the music they're playing is just so fucking eerie. It's like so creepy. Like it's like not like any like it's not like anybody's music. It's just like weird, like beats, like some samples. Like I don't know. It's just weird. So Travis comes on. I'm kind of towards the back, so it's not super crazy for me. But like 5 minutes in, fucking like one ambulance and another paramedic just start fucking running past me, like start trying to get through the crowd.
Now, don't tell me he didn't see all these paramedics and stuff going on, because being elevated on top of that stage, you're seeing everything below you. Okay, I hear people saying, "Well, he didn't hear them yelling. He didn't hear them yelling." Well, maybe he didn't, but you're elevated, which means it's like you're on top of a mountain. You're looking down. You're seeing everything in the valley. There's nothing you're not seeing. Okay, so he's seeing this go on. He can't act like he didn't. For one, he said, when he stopped the concert, he knew there was a dead girl down there, and he said, "Get her out of here," so that he can continue with the concert. That shows to me that he knew exactly what was going on. He's seen it all, you guys.
I know at one point they were screaming like stop the performance, because so many people were like passing out and literally dying.
Stop this show. Stop this show. Damn, stop it.
It obvious to Travis that things were not okay. I can't find the video anymore, but there was literally a video of So as I was talking about in the last video, the video that I couldn't find was a video of literally 4 people on the ground getting CPR from just different paramedics in the middle of a mosh pit. It was just a crazy ass video, and I don't know where the fuck it went. It was so fucking weird.
He's encouraging.
Scary.
He's saying, "Come on, rush the stage."
Weird things that I like heard of and like noticed while I was there. I personally can't really say much about the festival itself because I was in line from 3 to 7, so I kind of just was in line. I know that the water bottles that they were selling were $7, and the free filtered water was probably a 3-hour line to like get it.
Oh my God.
I heard that there was only 2 defibrillators for the entire festival. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I heard. So Metro Boomin never came on. He was the opener for the festival, and he never came on. And Master P was the performer after him. And the last thing that Master P said before he got off stage was, "Don't die at night." Which I don't think is that weird. I mean, he probably knows how crazy Travis's fan base is. Like, everybody knows that, but yeah. I just think there could have been a lot of precautions taken to prevent a lot of the things that happened. There were multiple people that died, and one of those people that died was literally 10 years old.
That's horrible.
Age limits, smaller capacities, more security. Like, it all could have been maintained. There was a tree next to me, and there was like people climbing in and shit, and Travis literally stopped and was like, about to get ready to motherfucker. And Travis is known for encouraging, like, let's get crazy, let's rage, like, let's, like, you know, whatever. I'm not trying to say put this on Travis. It was just so fucking weird. Like, I could go into, like, my personal opinion on, like, what happened. Like, it felt demonic and satanic as fuck. And, like, I'm wearing a cross right now, but, like, I'm not even fucking religious, like, 0%, like, whatsoever. It just felt so fucking weird. I've gone to multiple concerts, and I've never felt the, like, way I felt watching him as I have other artists. What?
Well, if we're going to go into demonic and it was religion, it was weird. I think the next religious act that we should see would be an exorcism on the goddamn demon that put this shit on, Travis Scott. Let's do an exorcism on this asshole because that's what he needs. And then let's send him to jail forever.
Watching says that I felt fine, I felt happy, but when I was, like, waiting for Travis and watching Travis, it just felt, like, really, like eerie, like, doomful, like, just odd. So in the video I'm about to show, this is when Travis first came on, and he first came on with 8 Flames. The first headline that was released that people died was 8 people. And I'm not saying I didn't have fun. I literally was enjoying Travis's performance, but there was just, like, a weird feeling inside of me, like, that was just, like, this feels really odd. Travis knew when people were dead. So last night while he was performing and still hasn't said anything about it.
See, he knew. He knew, you guys. He's seen it. He's seen it. I'm telling you, he's elevated, and they've already told him that people are dead down there. And he's going, well, could you get him out of here so that I could keep having my concert? Oh my God, are you freaking, oh my goodness. I can't stand this guy. I like him as much as Steve Bertolino, and you know I hate that sumbitch.
It was overall just really fucking eerie.
Girl. Okay,
this is my last video on it, because I'm not, like, trying to exploit what happened, and I don't know why people think I'm trying to do that. When I was there, I didn't know people were dying. I wasn't aware of that until I woke up this morning, and everybody was texting me, like, oh my God, like, this is what happened. I made a video because I thought it was weird that while I was there, I felt the way I felt while I was there. And what happened is it's just weird to me. Like, that's the only reason why I made that video. I probably wouldn't have made a video if I had 100% fun and I felt 100% secure in the situation and all of that stuff. As I've mentioned, I had, like, demonic feelings, satanic feelings. Like, there was just something weird about the whole situation. That's why I made a video. And for the people that are completely defending Travis Scott, like, okay, like, I honestly am not.
If you guys can't believe what she just said, it's the truth. There are people out there defending Travis Scott right now and saying he didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry, but I don't feel that way.
Not even the biggest Travis Scott fan. I got the ticket because I literally wanted to just go to a festival. Houston's pretty lame. Like, we never have cool shit here. I live in Houston. Like, I would want to go to that. For the people saying I should have just left, a lot of people should have just fucking left, but we didn't because we paid $400 for a fucking ticket.
Jesus, did you hear that? $400 for a ticket. I think my first car cost like $200. Yeah, it was a hoopty, but shit, it's a lot less than $400.
There's a lot of shit that I didn't say in the fucking video because it doesn't fucking matter and it's just about me. I was talking about how I felt and, like, I don't know why I'm even explaining myself right now. I'm not even, like, famous. So, sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to, like, desensitize what happened. I just made a video because I felt weird there. That happened. It's just like a what the fuck thing. And it's weird because while I was there, me and my boyfriend literally used the words demonic, satanic, eerie, like, while we were there without knowing what the fuck was happening. I'm not saying Travis Scott is demonic or satanic. I don't know anything. I don't know Travis Scott personally. I didn't talk to Travis while I was there.
Again, to me, he's putting on a show that looks like it's for a bunch of little kids. Okay? A lot of his shit that he's putting out
now of the tragedy at Astroworld Festival
is like for little kids.
It was like nothing they'd ever experienced before.
KPRC2's Mario Diaz spoke to concertgoers who were in the middle of that crowd surge.
A night of entertainment turning into tragedy. There has been countless examples in the past of a crowd surge overwhelming the entire crowd, a sea of humanity coming together all at once. However, for two concert goers that I spoke to inside of that crowd near the stage, they told me last night was different.
People started pushing.
AJ Warner and Jesse Ramos could feel the pressure building in front of the concert stage. Never, though, did they imagine it would lead to 8 dead.
People were in panic. It was just like some people trying to get in, people trying to get out.
Warner was in the very first row. He showed me exactly what his experience was like.
Imagine this with like 10 other people. So when this is going on, everyone's momentum is going this way or this way. And it's just like...
And you're carrying the weight of about 8 to 10 other people.
Yes. So like
if you fall,
you have a split second to get up. If you don't get up, your chance of getting stumped on is very high.
Ramos attended the show with his family.
Everybody was just surging. People were pushing up on each other.
They acknowledged that Scott referenced paramedics in the crowd. However, they all thought it was part of the act.
For why he stopped me, I was like, there's an ambulance going right through the middle. And I turned to my girlfriend and I said, I think this is part of the show, like to make it seem like so like crazy. But now, lo and behold, it turns out the next morning you find out that was not part of the show. That was real.
Unfortunately, it was very real. Again, 8 people lost their lives at last night. So the investigation continues exactly into what happened here and what steps could have maybe have been taken to prevent a tragedy like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could have prevented this. A lot, but they didn't care. Travis Scott didn't care. So, hell, he didn't want to prevent it. He wanted to keep it going. He was making money from it. They're dropping like flies. He's making money. He don't give a shit. Why would he want to prevent it?
For people sharing their own personal stories about what they witnessed at the festival. Our Michael Laparty live near NRG. And Michael, you spoke with several fans who attended.
The other people I spoke with are young adults, some of them still struggling with how this ended. Tonight they're sharing their experiences, while behind me you can see that people are here leaving flowers and candles just outside of the gate.
Yeah, they did.
Tonight we're hearing from more people who were at the Astroworld Festival, including 18-year-old Zavala.
Towards the end, like when Travis actually performed.
I seen a lot in chat saying it was sacrifice and demonic. All the clips you've showed, only one person has said that they felt like that. I don't know if more have said it or where that came from. A lot more has said it.
Everyone was pushing to the front. You had no room to walk. Someone as tiny as me, and I'm 5'2", 6 foot tall people like in front of me, like they would not let me through.
Still wearing her wristband, she described some tense moments.
But I was like there, I was like stuck, like I could not move at all.
Her friend Eric Andino was there too.
I've never seen nothing like this before. Never, ever. It was one of the craziest experiences of my life, for sure.
In the end, Houston's mayor says 8 people died. Investigators are now working to figure out exactly what happened.
Hearing the ages now, 14 to 27, and 2 of them being 21, and myself being 21, I just feel immense sadness.
Sophia Gonzalez says she was looking forward to returning to the event where she previously met her boyfriend.
We were so excited, and to see everything that happened after yesterday, we're just completely devastated.
These young people trying to make sense of it all.
It could have been me, it could have been anyone that we were with, and it could have been someone that was close to us, and especially at that young of an age. Like, how could that even happen?
So there's a lawsuit that was filed against Travis Scott and others. The news is reporting it right now. Here we go. Let's rein up in here. There's going to be plenty lawsuits to go around. There's going to be 1 million of them, you guys, from the small to the largest, and we know that's happening. Also, the warrants are coming. There's probably some judge out there right now being swamped with how many warrants can you sign in one day. But they're coming. Arrest warrants are coming. Search warrants are coming, but the warrants are coming. They might take a little while, you guys, not as fast as we'd like to see it, but the search warrants and the lawsuits, they're all coming. And as well, they should be.
That's a question other folks are asking tonight as well. Back live, you can see the candles out here set up in the number 8. Meanwhile, a steady stream of people continuing to stop by here, like I mentioned before, leaving flowers and messages. We're live outside of Energy Park. Michael Lepardi, KPRC 2 News.
Trying to find something new over here. I don't want. I've watched those over and over. I'm kind of knowing what they're going to say.
Came upon the
Well, let me see if I can get this up without you having to watch a million commercials. So not easy to do.
A world star on stage in his hometown, but it soon became clear his fans were in trouble.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody pass that right.
See, look at this. This still has got a little bit of a carnival look to it. I can see where these little kids were really drawn to this. It's still got the lights, the little carnival effect.
The rapper reportedly paused several times as the tragedy
Look at
unfolded.
how many people, you guys.
Security, somebody help jump in real quick. Keep going. Come on, security, get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there.
But the show went on. Despite increasingly desperate pleas from the crowd.
She's yelling, there's someone dead. That's what she's yelling. And he is too. That boy is too.
40 minutes after the first reports of people collapsing before the concert was called off. 8 people had died, all of them young.
When we read these ages, 14, 16, 21, 21, 23, 23, 27, just breaks your heart.
Concert goers say things were chaotic from the outset.
Well, in the beginning, as Travis Scott was getting ready to go on, the whole crowd is kind of pulsating.
That feeling was just like a suffocating feeling.
Authorities are promising a thorough probe.
This is a very, very active investigation, and we'll probably be at it for quite some time.
One line of inquiry is whether some concert goers were attacked by someone injecting them with drugs.
That's going to involve our homicide division as well as narcotics, and we're going to get down to the bottom of it.
Travis Scott is a Grammy-nominated singer and producer who has a daughter with reality TV star Kylie Jenner. He said he was absolutely devastated by the tragic loss of life.
I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm going to do everything I can to keep you guys updated.
Let me see if I can put this in rapper language to you. This guy's fake as fuck. Okay? Lying out your ass. You knew it was going to happen. You've been in jail for it before. But, oh, what the hell. Show us some goddamn crocodile tears while you try to do damage control and mop up. Okay, I'm done a minute.
Day 2 of the festival, which was to have featured Aussie act Tame Impala, has been cancelled as Houston grieves and asks why 8 young people didn't make it home. Barbara Miller, ABC News.
Unbelievable. Why did those 8 people not make it home? Why did they not make it home? Let's see what Kylie has to say. She's apparently got something to say about it. Kylie Jenner is going to break her silence.
Black Friday deals for days. There's all the best deals.
Of course, she's going to after 14 ads. Oh, gosh. I can't wait to see what she's got to say, really. Maybe it's, I want a divorce, Travis.
Kylie Jenner has broken her silence regarding the deaths of 8 people at her partner Travis Scott's Astroworld festival in which she attended. Police have said 8 people, including one as young as 14, died, and scores were injured after a packed and chaotic crowd at Travis's concert in his hometown of Houston surged towards the stage. The case remains under investigation. Kylie, who is pregnant, attended the show with her and Travis's 3-year-old daughter, Stormy Webster, and sister Kendall Jenner. All three, who are typically accompanied by bodyguards, were unhurt. Kylie shared in a statement posted to her Instagram story, "Travis and I are broken and devastated. My thoughts and prayers are with all who lost their lives."
Oh shit, I gotta say, when it said Travis and I are broken, I thought for sure it was gonna say Travis and I are broken up because I'm not gonna have shit to do with this mop up. It's gonna cost more money than a Kardashian has. Anyway.
Were injured or affected in any way by yesterday's events. And also for Travis, who I know cares deeply for his fans and the Houston community. She continued, quote, "I want to make it clear we weren't aware of any fatality."
When she says weird, she's wanting to make it clear that she wants to have nothing to do with anybody that knew there was fatalities and kept a show going. Okay? And yes, you did know about the fatalities, so don't be a liar.
Until the news came out after the show, and in no world would have continued filming or performing. I am sending my deepest condolences to all the families during this difficult time, and will be praying for the healing of everyone who has been impacted. Many have criticized Travis and organizers on social media for not ending the live stream concert sooner. And in footage posted on social media, attendees can be seen yelling for help and screaming to stop the show. A video reconstruction shared by the Washington Post shows the concert stopped about an hour after concertgoers were visibly in distress.
This is true. He's been arrested for this before, but no one died. He needs to be in jail. It's not like he didn't know this could happen. I mean, you've been arrested for the shit before. I think you knew.
According to the outlet, Travis paused his set at least 4 times.
Okay, here's news. Thank you so much for bringing this to us. Houston Police Department already confirmed that he was told deaths were reported and he still continued. Oh, he's done, you guys. He's done ski. He's done ski. All right. Manslaughter.
As seen in Apple Music's live stream,
Manslaughter is coming.
he asked security to tend to a passed out guest. Kylie has posted several videos from the concert on her Instagram story while it was still going on, and was later heavily criticized on social media over one showing flashing lights from an ambulance cart visible among the tightly packed crowd. Earlier Saturday, Travis broke his own silence about the tragedy, tweeting that he was, quote, "absolutely devastated by it." He also took to Instagram to echo those same thoughts he shared on Twitter.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now.
So he's sending out prayers to the ones that was lost. And we know where your prayers are going because you are so full of shit. Are you feeling like you've got 8 souls on your forehead? Is that why you keep running your head? Because these dead people are knocking on your forehead going, you're a dumbass? Oh, that's their parents knocking on your head, buddy.
Identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me. And
so what he's trying to say is, if anybody out there would like to have the other shoe, not the one that the kid tried to steal, so I got him beat the hell up for it, I'll give you the other shoe. It'll probably bring in 10 million. And thank you very much. Don't call me anymore. That's what he's saying. Okay? It's going to cost him lots of money. It ain't going away.
I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need,
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on this, you guys. He knew damn well somebody was dead down there. No, you do not stop the show and get him help. You stopped the show and told him, get him out of here so I can continue the show. Bullshit. That's all lies. You knew they were dead. You had them removed so you could finish the show, which you never finished, did you, asswipe?
I could just never imagine the severity of the situation.
Travis added that he has been working closely with the city of Houston, Houston police, and fire departments, saying that if his fans can help, quote, "figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact the local authorities."
Information about what? Information. What information are you waiting for, Travis Scott? What information do you need? Do you need common sense to come your way? I think it will. I think you're about to get a dose of it because I don't know what information you're waiting on other than the identity of these kids' bodies. Is that the information you're waiting on, Travis Scott? The identity of the dead?
Travis advises fans to just keep their prayers. The identities of 3 of the victims have been released. Brianna Rodriguez, a 16-year-old Houston High School junior, John Hilgert, a 9th grade student who went to a high school in the San Antonio area, and Franco Patino, a 21-year-old senior mechanical engineering student at the University of Dayton in Ohio. Rapper Roddy Ricch, one of the artists who performed at the festival, said on his Instagram story early Sunday, November 7th, that he would be donating his, quote, net compensation to the families of this incident.
All right, you guys. This is just crazy run amok. Crazy run amok. Okay? This says it's got some new details.
Welcome to the Challenge All-Stars.
We'll see the new details after the commercials, evidently. Oh, yeah. I love that. Don't you love that tearful, oh, praying to God. No, you're not.
Right now, tragedy at Astroworld Festival. At least 8 people dead and hundreds more hurt during a concert.
Crazy.
Footage of someone being carried away from the festival on a stretcher. This is just one of the many videos surfacing online showing the chaos. That was just one of many videos surfacing online showing the chaos at the Travis Scott concert last night. Thank you so
Crazy.
much for joining us for our special web coverage at 5 o'clock. I'm Cheryl Mercedes. Let's take a live look from Air 11 over NRG Park. This is the aftermath of the deadly night. Day 2 of the concert was canceled and crews started taking things down earlier today. We've got our crews spread out across the city at every...
Well, hell, why was day 2 canceled? Travis Scott would have been happy as hell. They got the bodies out of there. Come on, let's go with day 2 now. He wouldn't have stopped, probably.
Angle covering the story. Let's start out with our Matt Doherty. Matt, we just got an update from police and still many questions.
Yeah, within the last hour, Cheryl, local officials were able to give us a few more details about their preliminary investigation. However, you're right, we still have a lot more questions. First, I want to tell you about the ages of some of the victims. One was 14, one was 16, 2 were 21, 2 were 23, 1 was 27, and the age of the last person remains unknown at this time. In total, there were 8 people who died. 13 people are still hospitalized. 5 of them are minors. We're told a 10-year-old is still in the hospital tonight in critical condition. Now, one of the most shocking details we learned today is that Houston police are investigating an incident where a security officer may have been stuck in the neck with a syringe. The officer was administered Narcan, which is given to revive someone who's had an opiate overdose. The chief explained the incident to reporters today.
We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject.
If that guy would not have made it, there's another murder. What if they couldn't have got that stuff to him fast enough? There would have been another murder here. To me, I'm feeling like these are not manslaughter. I'm almost feeling like all of them is murder. Because when you know something ahead of time and you go ahead and do it, yeah, it's pretty much looking like murder.
Now, Fire Department Chief Samuel Peña says that several doses of Narcan were administered at the event last night. However, he did not have a number on exactly how many. Chief Finner says several of the individuals were trampled.
Okay, several doses and several were trampled. This is not going to be all of the dead yet. I know this number is going to go up. The number is going to go up, you guys.
Chief Peña says there were several permits filed for the event. However, he says there is no occupancy limit for outdoor events like this one. Police Chief Finner says at one point there were 528 police officers and 755 security officers at last night's event.
Thank God he didn't die.
Of course, there are still a whole lot of unanswered questions tonight. We hope to bring you more answers as this investigation continues. Cheryl, back to you.
Matt, and as the chief reiterated many times, this is an active investigation and they will leave nothing unturned. Thank you so much. Matt Doherty reporting live. Travis Scott released a statement earlier today saying in part, quote, "I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all of those impacted. Houston PD has my total support." You can read his full statement on KHOU.com.
Oh, yeah.
And we are learning now about the first confirmed victim who died in the chaos. Spring Branch ISD sent a letter to parents saying the victim was a 9th grade student at Memorial High School. Our team is working to learn more about the student, and we will bring you the latest information as soon as we get it. An estimated 50,000 people were packed into that parking lot at NRG. A festival attendee says the massive crowd is why there was so much chaos and confusion. Melissa Correa joins us now with more from his perspective. Melissa.
Hey there, Cheryl. Astroworld Festival was Reese Bluda's first music festival. You see him standing there in the orange sweatshirt. He's 6'2" and says his size is why he was able to work his way closer to the stage as the night went on. This is his cell phone video. You can see Reese is not far from the stage, but look at how many people are crammed in between. Listen as he describes the crowd of thousands essentially becoming like water when Travis Scott took the stage.
True Crime Insanity says, I'm wondering how many more will come out saying they were drugged. Something like that. Don't you think they can figure out who did it with all those people there? Oh, yeah, they'll know. They'll know who did all of it.
Literally, the crowd becomes a fluid, essentially. You get pushed from the back because people keep pressing in.
Oh, I'm sure there were.
People at the gates, they don't have anywhere to go. They push back, and so you're just kind of like flowing. It's almost like a wave, but an uncontrolled wave. You're not actually standing on the ground. You're just standing on other people's shoes.
Sardines. Reese says people were so crammed in that you could not push back even if you wanted to. Says the crowd became even more chaotic when Drake joined Travis Scott on stage for a performance. Said people were screaming for the concert to stop.
I mean, I'm around people, they're yelling, "Stop the show," chant. People were chanting, "Help, stop the show." And that's when I was like, dude. And then he stopped for a second. And he said, "What?" And then he looked over on one side and told them, like, "Hey, get her up, get her up."
Videos on social media show what happened next. The concert continued until it became more evident that hundreds of people were in physical danger. Some of those viral videos even show first responders, Cheryl, struggling to reach some of the people who were affected.
Packed in and struggling to find a place to go to find safety. Hard to believe. Thank you so much, Melissa Correa reporting. A reunification center was set up at the Wyndham Wingate Hotel on Kirby near the 610 Loop to help families reunite with their loved ones. That's where we find our Brittany Ford. And Brittany, you've seen a lot happening there today. I imagine a lot of loved ones going there to see if they can find their family members.
Rochelle, we've seen dozens of people here at the reunification center just looking for answers and trying to reconnect with their family members. We have just video to show you what things look like here throughout the day. We've seen concert goers still in their clothes from last night, speaking with officers and personnel from the Houston Emergency Management Center that have been on site here throughout the day. The agency also had a hotline number. They were directing families to call for information if they didn't or hadn't heard from a loved one that went to the concert last night. But really, as you mentioned, it's been emotional out here. We've seen families, again, hugging each other, consoling each other. Back out here live, the good news here is that our last update from Judge Lena Hidalgo says that everyone here at the concert, or everyone at the concert last night, has been accounted for. the next steps here really will be what happened to those people and those families that had loved ones that were hurt. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much. That was Brittany Ford reporting. Not long ago, Governor Abbott saying what has happened at Astroworld Festival last night was tragic, and our hearts are with those who lost their lives and those who are injured.
Oh, well, that's nice. How about we arrest Travis Scott? How about that? Because I'm with Mary here. Oh, little boo boo didn't know. Yeah, he knew. He knew what the hell was up because he started it and he ended it with death, which is very sad, you guys. So let all of our prayers go out. All of our prayers should go out for these dead children and their parents and their families, because this is so heartbreaking and horrible. We don't want this to ever happen again. That's why we're going to keep reporting on crap like this, because we don't want this happening ever again. It's horrible. So anyway, I think I'm going to have to end this stream. And I want to thank you all for coming and seeing me and listen to me rant, because basically it's what I did. I was so pissed. But I feel better. I'm glad you guys stopped by and talked to me. Let's get some thumbs up in there if you can. Please like and subscribe, you guys, because I just love you guys coming and talking to me. And I will definitely see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye for now.